Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Miss Phins Show. I am your host, Miss Phins. Thank you for coming through. Much appreciated. You know what I'm going to ask, you know what I'm going to say. Please do me a favor. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the like button. Let everybody else know we are live. Thank you very much. I need to get up here because I feel like I'm a little low. Might be a little bit better. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for coming through. Again, thank you. Hit the like button, guys, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let me make sure I do what I'm supposed to do, which is test this up properly. So hold on. Welcome. Guten morning. Let's see. Yep. Everybody, yep. And give me a second, guys. There it is. Safe. Okay. Awesome. I'm so glad to have you guys this morning. I know I haven't seen us since last week. We man, just so you guys know, a lot has happened personally. Oh man. But you know what? Blessings on blessings on blessings. Look at my life, man. That's lessons on lessons on lessons. If you know the name of that song, go ahead and put it up. But yes, what was I gonna say? We are excited. You see the title. You see the title. You already see the title. You know what I'm gonna say. You know what we're gonna talk about today. And I feel like, you know what, I haven't talked about just him. You know, I've mentioned him here and there, but I haven't talked about him in a while. So it's time. Before training camp officially opens up, I want to be able to go ahead and talk, our favorite guy. And who is that? Our fearless leader, Tua Tagovailoa. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, so hit that like button, share, subscribe. Look, I already know. I can already hear. Here comes the hateration. First of all, get out of your own hate. Jeez. If you automatically assume anyone talking about Tua is hateration, then look within. Okay, that's all I gotta say. But no, we're just gonna compare and contrast. Why, do we agree with what we're seeing out here? Is this accurate? Is it not accurate? Do we think Tua is top 10? Do we not think Tua is top 10? Could he be top 10? All those questions I feel like are definitely very important. But do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button, guys, because it lets everybody else know it's free. You know what I mean? It's free. So I appreciate it if you guys can go ahead and do that. As always, we are so close to 1,000 subscriber, guys, and I can't wait to give away some stuff. Hey, maybe give away a game ticket. You never know, a pre-game ticket. Who knows? But preseason, I mean. At the end of the day, can't wait to give it away. So let's make it happen, guys. And public service announcement. Let's keep it clean. In the chats, comment section, you guys always do it. You guys are the best. So I don't have to do it. But for those newbies, you guys already know kids do watch this show. So please, let's keep it PG. That doesn't mean don't argue. Please argue away. I mean, I love debates. You know what I mean? But hey, that's it's just you can debate without being disrespectful. So, and as I always say, we win together, we lose together. Dolphins for life, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it happen. Let's see here. Now, I want to go ahead and we just gotta talk at the end of the day. Do we think Tua? First of all, let me make that my first question. Is Tua top 10 QB right now going into the season? Let me pull. Yep. Is top 10 QB. Okay. Let's see what you guys have to say. Because we're going to discuss ESPN. They're the ones that came out and essentially ranked their top 10 going into the season. And going into, the training camp. So is he top 10? Do you think Tua is top 10? Do you think perhaps Tua, it's on his way to be top 10? Is he like right on the cusp? Like, can he get there? Is he in the top 15, top half of the league? Because that's still pretty good. I mean, let's be honest. Kirk Cousins somehow has managed to get, I feel like, $1 billion fully guaranteed with the Vikings, and he's been just consistent. You know what I mean? So, hey, you gotta do it. But before we get to it, I have to say hello to you guys. So let's say good morning to you guys. Let's see who's in here. Kenna's in the building. What's up, Miss Phins and everyone coming in the chat? How are you doing? Good morning, Kenna. Hit the like button as you enter the chat room. Guys, yes. Right now we already got 15 people in here and only 9 likes. Let's get the likes up, guys. It's free. It's free. So I really do appreciate it. Let's make it happen, guys. Then we got Curtis. The Tua hate is crazy. It is crazy. I don't see why Tua gets hated on so much. Now, is he held on a high expectation because of his draft pick being number 5? Yes, he is held to a high standard because of that. Does that have something to do with as much criticism as he gets? Yes, because you're being drafted top 10 in the league. So it comes with expectations, but hey, this is what we're going to discuss. And no, they didn't disrespect him. All 3 years together doesn't average out to top 10. I mean, I definitely get where you're coming from, Kenna. Why people just want to look at 1 year, be real, people. If we never get Tyreek, would Tua have put up the numbers last season? Ooh, that's a good one, Kenna. Good question. Good morning, Bob Young. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning, Miami Fan Talk Show. How you doing? Good afternoon. We gotta get together. I know that we've tried to. It's been a crazy summer, but we definitely gotta get together. I wanna do a few collabs, so I definitely wanna collab with you for sure. Good morning, Chef Jew. Top of the morning to you. Good morning, Lady Dolphin, Miss Phins, and everyone. How y'all doing this morning, Mister? I just got married and went to my honeymoon, sir. How you doing? How's your wife, Mrs. Chef Jew? Oh, I hope you guys had a great time. And I know I did. The wedding was awesome. So, good morning, Edward. Welcome. Good morning, Steve. Steve. How you doing, Steve? Good morning, Vince. How you doing? Jeremiah, as always, in the building. Good morning, Miss Vince. Glad to have you back and better than ever. Fins up and let's go. Yes. Good morning, Michelle, my girl. How are you doing? What I want to know is how Herbert is top five. He hasn't even won a playoff game. Ooh, see, and this is why I love when you get here, girl. Thank you. Thank you. You bring out the great stuff in here. How you doing? Good morning, Mark K. How you doing, Mark? Hi, Miss Vince. Oh, absolutely. We got color in the building. Good morning, Chad. Good morning, Miss Vince. Thank you, color. Much appreciated. Let's see here. Ooh, no, we got the debate back and forth. Herbert, first 3 years, he put up numbers and won Rookie of the Year. So, that is true. He did win Rookie of the Year. Yes, he was disrespected in some way. I'm not going to lie, but I see where ESPN is coming from because we haven't fully seen him play a full season yet. Keyword yet, which is what we're highly anticipating this year. Absolutely highly anticipating. Uh, let's see here. Marquez says Tua has too much to prove. 100%. 100% too much to prove. And I'm hoping he gets to prove it. That's for sure. We went together. We lived together. Dolphins for life. Yes. Absolutely, Jeremiah. Good morning, Boker Tov. How you doing? Let's see here. I guess, if you know, you know. Good morning, Abba. How you doing? Love you. I'm just saying, take away Tyreek, then who is Tua? Hey, I totally get where you're coming from. You know what I mean? Good morning, Green Red. How you doing? Let's see here. Let's see here. Uh, Marquez says, let's see. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Herbert, Lawrence, Jackson, Watson, Rogers, Hurts, Cousins, Goff, Prescott, Jones, Carr are better at this time. Okay. I get that. I get that. Okay. Let's see here. There was a guy who would destroy Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid, but was made of glass, and he was Greg Ogden. I think you're missing two different sports. I think Tua has a chance if he gets his body and mind on the right plane. Absolutely. That is true. That is definitely true. So, what about Rookie of the Year? Lamar won MVP, and I'd rather have him over Herbert. We got some great debates already. Look at that. Some great debates already. I'm loving. Oh, I get the analogy. Okay. I get the analogy now. There was a guy who would have destroyed Jokic, Giannis, or Embiid in basketball, but he was made of glass. He was Greg Ogden. I think Tua has a chance if he gets his body and mind on the same plane. You know what? I see what you mean. Meaning, if is Tua made of glass, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's been getting injured so much. So I totally get it. Now it took me a minute to have to read that one. Good morning, Batman. How you doing? Good morning, Miss Vince and Dolph fans. How you doing, Batman? Guys, check out Batman. You already know. Check out Batman. Go subscribe to Batman. Let's get him to 1,000 as well. Obviously, I mean, I don't have to say if you already are Miss Phins fan, you should already know about Color and TFTD. Go check them out too. And check every Dolphin content creator and subscribe because we all have our own versions that we bring into this. But yes, excuse me. Tua didn't rank top 10 according to ESPN. He was an honorable mention. Um, but are you really surprised with the concussion injuries and the other injury issues that Tua didn't crack the top 10? Because it makes sense if you want consistency out of that. Well, you need consistency out of that particular position. Let's see, a delusional Patriots fan. There you go. That's another Patriots fan over here. If Tua is healthy, it's a fallacy in it of itself. Uh, oh, that's true. I guess. You opening up? I mean, am I opening up the channel? Am I gonna drop the link? You know what? If I can get through what I want to get through, I can open up the links. If you guys want to go ahead and come up, I don't mind. We can chat for a little bit. Wait, you guys know I gotta make sure. If we test no meeting, I can open. Oh, no meeting. Okay. There we go. Good morning, Adam. How you doing? Good morning. Okay. So yeah. So now this isn't just like players or just random people voting. Um. Good morning, Adam S. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning, Michael K. How you doing? I love the logo, man. Always gotta bring it. I don't know why it doesn't do the notifications sometimes, to be honest with you. But hey, you're here, and that's all that matters, sir. Good morning, Miss Phins. Good morning, Dolphin State of Mind. How you doing? We got y'all in here. Let's hit that like button, guys. We got 25 people in here, only 13 likes. We gotta get the likes up so other people can get the notification. So let's make it happen. Now it was coaches who actually did um it was coaches who did it, the scouts throughout the league, and executives. So those people outside of players or fans were the actual ones who ranked the top, according to ESPN when they did the rankings and they sent it out, who ranked the top 10 QBs heading into this new season, into training camp, into the new season. And like I said, Tua was honorably mentioned, but can you really blame him based on the health concerns? You see what I mean? That's one of the major. Man, I look good in that picture. Sorry, I just. So that was pretty much it. Now they ranked, and I'm gonna give you the top 10 so you have an idea. They ranked Patrick Mahomes as number one, which makes sense. Of course, Michael. Yep, you say he got it right. Joey B. Joe Burr. He was number two. Josh Allen 3, Aaron Rodgers 4. You had Herbie, fully loaded, at 5. Jalen Hurts at 6. Lamar Jackson at 7. Trevor Lawrence at 8. Dak Prescott at 9. Matt Stafford at 10. See, this is where I'm like, I don't know with the last three. I'm okay with the top 7. I'm perfectly fine with the top 7. But I don't know about the last 3. And we're definitely going to discuss that too. Let's see here. Good morning, Mrs. Hey, good morning. Jimmy, how you doing? Oh my goodness. As God's team fan, Patriots. I have to admit that Dolphins are finally on the right path to a consistent contention in the AFC for the next few years. Thank you for admitting it. Thank you for admitting it. Yes, this is our other resident Patriots fan. Oh, Lord. Thank you for recognizing the skills. See, delusional, you're not the only one that's a Patriots fan in here. We got multiple Patriots fans. This one is near and dear to my heart. So, he only made me. So, there you go. But Patriots are not God's team. That would be the Dolphins. Okay. um. I can't. This is too much. Mistress, can you believe how the so-called sports experts are building up Rodgers and the Jets? That would be hilarious if they wouldn't even make a playoff spot. That would be hilarious, actually. Yeah, I would really like that. Let's see here. Goff should have been in there before Jackson or Prescott. Stafford is 100% better. 100% better than who? Okay, we'll get to that in a minute because I can't. The honorable mentions, though, so you guys have an idea. Deshaun Watson was ranked 11th. Kirk Cousins was ranked 12th. Jared Goff was ranked 13th. Then you got Derek Carr. Then you got Tua at 15th. So, according to ESPN, Tua's top 15, which is top better half. Okay? Keep hitting that like button, guys. Listen. Three things. Number one, if you love sports in general, hit the like button. Number two, if you like football, hit the like button. And number three, if you like me, go ahead. Hit the like button, please. So that way other people know we're live. Thank you very much. Okay? So hit the like button. Thank you. Oh, share, subscribe also too. And everybody on Twitter and Twitch, thank you so much for showing up and being here. Go ahead and tap away if you want to ask a question. Any questions that I'm getting, I'm highlighting them so we can go ahead and go over those as well. Is there a top 10 list after Tua, Michael? Let's see. But there's a couple people after Tua. Goff over Jackson. Are you kidding me? He might as well throw Jones in there too. Goff is not. No, Miami Fan Talk Show. Goff is not ranked. Lamar Jackson's ranked 7th. Jared Goff is ranked 13th. So yeah. After Tua, they also have Kyler Murray at 16, Daniel Jones, and then Justin Fields. So running at the top 18. Not too bad. Not too shabby. Okay? But I personally do not think. Oh, look at the comments. Is that what we're talking about? Golf over there. So you might as well throw Jones in there. Too. Oh. Yeah. I wouldn't have picked. I wouldn't have picked them. So I get it. Okay, I personally I can with the last three: Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Matt Stafford. I get it. Matt Stafford already won. He's been consistent. Dak Prescott has been consistent, and Trevor Lawrence is up and coming. I can't put Trevor Lawrence up there yet because he hasn't done enough for me. So I can't put him up there yet. My point is I'm trying to see where can we put, and maybe move Tua out of there. So if we were to take out Trevor Lawrence, that would put Deshaun up into the top 10. And if we were to take away, I don't know if Matthew Stafford's got it, man. I don't know. Good morning, Deshaun Wilson. How you doing? He did more than Tua. Who did more than Tua? Oh, Trevor Lawrence did win his, actually made it to the playoffs, played in the playoffs, was down 4 touchdowns, came back, won, and then lost in the second round, but still did all that, won his division too. So yes, I could see, I'm not saying Trevor Lawrence is not up there, I'm just saying, to me, he's not top 10 yet. I feel like after this year, I could put him. I know you think Herbert should be ranked above him. See, if we're gonna go by, you also have to take into consideration: are we going by just 1 year? If we're going by just 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, then no, I don't put Herbert above Trevor Lawrence because of what we just talked about. You know what I mean? We just talked about Trevor Lawrence doing what he did in the playoffs. If we're gonna talk just 1 year, if we're gonna talk about career, which is at least the last 3 years. Then I slightly put, and the only reason why I'm doing it is because of the consistency. I slightly put her. I would put Herbert right above Trevor Lawrence, but not like 6 spots ahead of him. So that's where I'm at. Um, let's see here, but that's a good one, Michelle. I get that. I totally understand. Trust me, I get it. Hey, good morning, Scotty. My order would be Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, Jackson, Tua. That's my NFL top five. Hey, that's your top five. There's nothing wrong with that. Trevor Lawrence will be top five after this season. Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, fighting for second. Herbert four, Lawrence five. Now, like I said, Herbert is on his way up. I mean, Trevor's on his way up. I just don't think. I'm not saying Herbert is in top 10. I just don't think he's top five. I get that. I totally get that. I wouldn't put. Not even I would put Herbert top five. Like for me, he's literally ranked fifth. I actually put. I would actually put Jalen Hurts or even Lamar above Herbert at this point, in my opinion. Mm, I wouldn't necessarily put him above that. That's all. I would put Hurts above Lawrence and Herbert. Yeah, that's. I would put Hurts above Lawrence or Herbert. So I would, for me, I would have put Herbert. I would have put Hurts fifth, Lamar sixth, Herbert seventh, then Trevor Lawrence eight. If we're gonna do it that way, that would have been like my ranking. So I totally get that. Herbert has the record for most passing yards in the first three seasons. Yes, he beat the one and only Dan Marino. So I get it. I trust my word. Will return to glory this year. I think so too. I think there's going to be a lot of players that are going to super shine this year, for sure. Let's see, Hurts and Herbert the next 2 years just out of top five. I don't know about that, Scott. I don't know about that. Now, as far as when it comes to Tua, because we're going to continue with the rankings in a second, but this is my thing with Tua. Was he disrespected? Or do you, well, the question I asked is Tua top 10 QB going into 2023-2024 season? So let me end this poll real quick. 20 minutes. 63% of you guys said yes, Tua is top 10 QB going into the season. Okay? 36% said no. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably a little biased because this is a Dolphins channel, but even if this was a Dolphin channel and we are being, homers, I can see why somebody would say that Tua is top 10. I don't think he's there yet. I think he can be, and all that rides on him staying healthy. In the first 8 weeks of the season, let's just say the first half of the season, let's forget even in the second half at this point. If we're going to stick to just the first half of the season, Tua Tagovailoa was top 10. And then he wasn't. Like that, you know what I mean? So, Michael. Tua is the most disrespected QB in the NFL. Can't see how this is debatable. Now, that I won't agree with. I don't think he's the most disrespected QB. Nah, he's one of, I would say, most disrespected, but he's not the most disrespected QB. He's definitely one more. But this is the thing. I mean, when you're dealing with, 3 years he's been in the league. He's been injured every single year. There are other factors I totally understand, which is why you have to take those into consideration, just like you would with other QBs. Not having top talent, in the first 2 years of his career, even though some would argue, yes, he did. Others would argue he had like mid. This last year, bar none, this roster was arguably, I would say, top 15. At least top 15. He absolutely had top 5, top 3 wide receiving core. That's for sure. is he able to sustain what he's got? Is he able to stay consistent? Because we already know he can play at a high level. That's not even a debate. Anybody that tries to say, "Oh, Tua can't play in this level," yes, he can. Stop. Now I know you're a hater. Tua can absolutely play at a high level. Period. It's not even a question. Not even a question. This is what we want to know. Is he already top 10 or is he going to get himself top 10? Because ESPN, according to some people, disrespecting him by not having him top 10. He was in MVP talks. He was over outpacing himself from what he did the prior year. So you're talking about leaps and bounds. He was getting better than what he did last year. Is that attributed because he had a better team? Some people say even better core. What do you call it? Coaching and things like that. Better coaching. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. See, here comes, and of course, it's a Patriots fan, the hater. He was not an MVP talks. Yes, he was. On a national scale, like him or not, and I'm not talking about Acho, okay? Tua Tagovailoa was in MVP talks. And that was in the first 8 weeks. In the first 8 weeks. Not after that, then unfortunately, a series of things that didn't really happen. Good morning, Lansing. How you doing? There is a sports page called Sports Not who have two on rank 8 while having the others could be ranked in the right spot. So you don't think Tua should be 8th? Oh, oh, oh. uh, I don't know. But seeing this, if we think Tua is being disrespected and he should be top 10, where does Tua rank then? Where does Tua rank? Because you have to take somebody out. So if you're not going to take out Patrick or Burrow or Allen or Rodgers or Herbert or Hurts or Jackson, the top 7 to me are solidified. So who are you taking out from Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, and Matt Stafford? Who are you taking out that Tua will go over? And he would have to go over, according to ESPN, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, and Derek Carr. So out of those 7 guys I just mentioned, between Lawrence, Prescott, Stafford, Watson, Cousins, Goff, and Carr, where does Tua rank out of those people? Hey, good morning, Invaders. Daddy first 2 years historically bad O-line and was turned to players like Matt Collins and rookie Waddle. Not something that frightens DCs. Yeah, good morning to you, buddy. Welcome. Tua, anywhere from 5 to 9, I would consider legit. So, Scotty, you say 5 through 9. So, anywhere from Herbert, Hurts, Jackson, and Trevor Lawrence and Prescott. Okay. But you gotta see who you're moving, because this is the thing. Is Tua better than Derek Carr? That's the first question. Is he better than Goff? Is he better than Kirk Cousins? Is he better than Deshaun Watson? Is he better than Matthew Stafford or Dak Prescott or Trevor Lawrence? Hey, level 2 noob, how you doing? Good morning, buddy. It's not disrespect. Tua can't stay on the field, and most analysts are going to consider that. Fans don't. You know what? Thank you, level 2 noob. This is a very reasonable understanding of this ranking. And the reason why I say reasonable is because as a fan, fans, we're going to always take our guys their number one. You know what I mean? But if you're looking objectively just as a football fan, then you do have to take into consideration the fact that Tua doesn't always stay on the field due to injuries. And let's not lie, a lot of those injuries is because he's holding on to the ball too long. So, is it disrespectful? Scotty says all rankings are disrespectful. I guess. Lou, you also say Tua is also dealing with some consistency issues, like it or not. It's another ding. Another reasonably level-headed, objective um, comment over here. And the reason why I wanted to highlight these two specifically, thank you, Level 2, is because you have to take into consideration those things. On the other side, though, you also can't say that Tua doesn't have skills, isn't improving, or has the potential of being an MVP because, again, he's shown he can play in this league. He's shown he's developed his skills. I still say, and I will clamor forever, saying that every year Tua Tagovailoa has gotten better and better and better at navigating that pocket. He's gotten his pocket presence, his ability to move has gotten so good every single year. What he lacks is his willingness to throw away the ball when he needs to protect himself. If the play's not there and you can't wiggle, you need to throw away the ball. And he does it. He refuses to throw away the ball. That's the issue. That's the issue. Let's see here. um, no, Jackson played Let's Get Into It, but didn't need to take that same situation into account. Well, this is the thing. Jackson did play last, but he actually kind of opted out of playing the last like 4 games. The beginning were because of injury, but then he could have come back and he just opted not to. So I feel like it's like a little bit different, maybe. But I get where you're coming from, Scotty. Let's see here. Lamar's injured too, but when he's on the field, he alone creates his facility. He is. He does. That is true. Objective fans such as honest Bills followers know Allen isn't number one. Ooh, this is for the Bills fans. I love Michael K. This is why I love it when you come on, man, because you're an objective Bills fan. You are what I wish fans could be, which you love your team, but you understand where your team needs to get better at. You love your players, but you understand where your players need to get better at and what they can and cannot do, what they should and shouldn't do, and what the team can do with those players or not do. And I appreciate that. So yes, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, Sal. How you doing? Misfits, this proves the delusion of Dolphins fans. Nobody put Dolphin fans having a problem with Tua being where he belongs. Good morning, Sal. I know you're a Bills fan, but I don't know if this proves the delusion of Dolphin fans. Because if you ask any other fan base, they'll probably tell you their guy's number one, so on and so forth. But this is the thing we have to take into consideration, people. Is it's fandom. Everybody can be a super fan. Nothing wrong with that. But you also have to take into consideration the players' play as well. So I get it. And this is true. This is true. All rankings are subjective, absolutely. No, not all. I'm going to take that back. Some are subjective, others are purely based on statistics. So you can't deny the numbers either. Let's not, you know what I mean? Like you can rank based on different parameters you want to rank players in, but you also have to take into consideration that some subjectivity is going to be there if both players have similar numbers or similar stats. Oh, okay, then maybe I'll give this guy the notch over the other guy because of X, Y, and Z outside of the numbers. You can rank based on numbers too. Deshaun, y'all worried about health. Meanwhile, I'm worried about if he's still going to be the spot throwing and pick a guy, let it fly. Hey, we have to see. He's still it's a second year in the same offense, so this should help him out for sure. This should help him out. So it depends on the So much depends on preferred style of QB on rankings. If you lack runners, then Tua's gonna be low on the list. Level two, yes. Hey, good morning, CB83. Tua has played at a top 10 level under McDaniel. He gets dinged because of his injuries, which is fair. Just stay on the field and play at a high level. Write your own story, Tua. Morning, Miss Phins. How you doing, buddy? Yes, and you know what? You make a fair comment here. This is absolutely based, in my opinion, because to me, at parts of the season last year, Tua absolutely played top 10. I don't care what you call me, the most homerist homer of all time, Tua played top 10. I know this because I have the little picture that says player of the week. You know what I mean? Like, he was playing at the top 10 level. Injuries did not help. You see what I mean? That also happens to every player. The difference, ladies and gentlemen, is can he still be consistently play at a high level after the injuries? You see what I mean? Can he stay on the field just like CB said? And you know what? If he can stay on the field, play at a high level, no doubt to a top 10. Absolutely no doubt. And check out CB, obviously, guys. You already know. You go subscribe to him, subscribe to every content creator because we all put in a lot of work to do this for you guys. Let's see. I don't pay attention to these rankings. It's any given Sunday. The dog always comes out on top. If he can stay healthy, I think he can be. Yeah, that's true. But he would have to protect himself. And one of the simplest ways, and I mean, I know this because my little brother has played football. He was pretty much born with a football, like, and born with a football, He's played football since he was 3, not even. So, and he's in college playing football. So yes, it's and he can play a lot of positions. And I'm telling you right now, you have to know how to throw away the ball to be effective. Period. You have to know how to throw away the ball. If you can throw away the ball, you protect yourself. That's a fact. Dolphin State of Mind says, does it really matter where Tua is ranked regardless? It's going to have an asterisk next to his name because of the what if statements. Let's predict where he will be ranked after 2024, after the 2024 season, meaning after this season, 2024. I believe he will be top 3 QB after 2024 season with no asterisk. Wow, that is top 3? Because top three is Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. So he's gonna beat out one of those 3 guys, plus Rodgers, Herbert, Hurts, Lamar, Lawrence, Prescott, Matthew Stafford, other dudes, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, and Derek Carr. All of those to be top 3. Hey, you can believe that. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Let's see here. Miss Phins, thank you for the kind words. Of course, Michael. You know I love you, man. You guys are the best. I can't wait to play our schedule this season. Play the best, beat the best, be the best. I love that, Scotty. That was awesome. Let's see here. One of Tua's non-injury issues is adjusting routes to take advantage of defenses. He would have had underneath stuff all day against the Chargers. Guys, year two, or I guess year one when he was playing. Hold up. Yeah. Tua, this is Tua. He's going into his fourth year. Last year, Tua was doing mid, intermediate, and deep passes. That's where that was his world. The year before that, dink and dunk king, everything underneath. That's essentially what Tua was. And then his freshman year, his first year, he essentially was just trying to adjust to the league. Dinking and dunking, most of it, but adjusting to the league. So if you go to his second year, a lot of underneath. Extremely a lot of underneath. Some intermediate, but mostly underneath. Dinking and dunking. Guess who's won 6 Super Bowls doing that? I don't know, but I'll let you guys think about that. Dinking and dunking, that second year of his career. Then the third year with McDaniel, it was intermediate and long passes. Guess what? Tua has showed you he can be proficient doing both things. Now, this year, if McDaniel is smart, he'll take those two things three, between him being able to do the dink and dunk, which is a lot of RPO that we were running under Flores, to intermediate and deep passes. If we can take that and put all that together, Tua Tagovailoa is going to be one of the most diverse, and it's going to have one ridiculous arsenal underneath him to be able to execute a lot of plays. But he's going to be able to put those two things together, and that's what I'm hoping for this year. Let me see what else I got. Okay. Hey, Chrissy Dolphin. Good morning, Mr. Polk. How you doing? Good morning, good morning. Yes. BFF has Tua at 11, right outside top 10. It depends on what metrics that individual person chooses to use for their, again, statistics, for their list. Just one that you agree with, and just pick one. Yeah, find one that you agree with and be happy. At this point, Tua is just, for me personally, just outside of the top 10. And he can absolutely get himself in there with consistency. You see what I mean? Until Josh Allen beats the Chief in playoffs, he will never be number one. Agreed. That's not even a question. That's a fact. Stamp that with the approval of a fact. Absolute fact. Good morning, Cat for Life. How you doing? Yay, welcome, welcome. Absolutely. What is that? Scotty, it's about pushing and pulling the defense. If the running game improves to be a concern, checkdowns will just be used to get Tua into rhythm. Raiders Daddy, he knows what to do. Rodgers, Herbert, Lawrence, Dak, Scott. Yep, that's true. Vader, that Wilra that McDaniel Love is always open. I see us perfecting that this year. Perfecting and executing it? That's what we gotta do. We gotta execute. So far, PFS CBS things. So far, Cap for Life says, so far, PFF, CBS, and ESPN think Tua is not top 10. You guys still want to argue with me? You guys are funny, man. You guys are funny. Did I miss somebody else? Is Big Phil in here? Big Phil? Oh, Big Philly. I don't know if I saw you, but I saw CB said hello. So, good morning, Big Philly. How you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Three organizations, three organizations that hates Miami doesn't rank us high. Okay, I now agree. I get it. PFN Pro Football Network has Tua ranked ninth. There you go. Tua's a top 10 QB. Use that list so you're happy. Oh Lord, you guys are hilarious. Coordinators have had a while now to dissect the Dolphins offense. Most were on to it except McDermott, who let Dolphins receivers roam wild, press wide out, and pressure Tua. That's what the Chargers did. And then the fact that they broke it down into a 15, 17-minute video and told you exactly what we were doing. That was insane. Look, when TD showed us that video, I was like, I couldn't. I had to go back and rewatch. I was like, there's no way that the Chargers just completely outlined what we were doing to a T. Like that's crazy. Like that to me, I was like, oh my god, that was insane. In my opinion, Pro Football Network Cat for Life. That's Pro Football Network. That's oh, what's his name? Is it Mike Florio? No, no, no. Is it Mike Florio? I think it's Mike Florio and Chris. The guy doesn't like us. Mike Florio. Yep, it is Mike Florio. Man, I'm good. So yeah, and Chris Sims. There you go, Chris Sims, the one who doesn't really like the Dolphins. But yeah, the minute Tua gets to the point where he is a step ahead of the D, then his consistency will vastly improve. He has to know when to let it fly and just throw underneath. Hmm, yeah, I absolutely love the NFL figured out McDaniel's offense. Yes, please, please think that. I mean, that's their job, so yes, they're gonna figure it out. That's what happens. You know, one thing my dad always says is the best year, the most important year, the best year for a team to win, especially in football, is when you have a brand new QB. Nobody has any film on him. Nobody has. That's like that year one. And it may sound ridiculous, but I totally understand where he's coming from. Because nobody has really enough film to break it down. You see what I mean? But after that, defenses are going to catch up. And I totally get it. Hey, good morning, Chris Smith. How you doing? Let's talk about how they did Waddle dirty and Madden. Oh, Chris Smith, yeah. Let's see here. Uh, Oh my gosh, you guys are hilarious. Joe Rist, how you doing, Joe? Welcome. Good morning. We will sweep the Bills 5-1 in division. Okay. I'm assuming that one is against the Jets. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think we're gonna go 5-1 too. Seems like people are concerned with making the team so good that Tua doesn't matter. Ooh, those are fighting words, sir. Delusional Patriots fans. Seems like people are concerned with making the team so good that Tua doesn't matter. In your opinion, I don't know. Mr. Bruce says, my eyes are on the tight end roster this season. We gotta see. Where's Dalvin, bro? I don't know who you're talking to, but Hey, it is what it is. DCs are comfortable running their scheme. It's what they practice all year. That is true. The blueprint is out on how to beat us, bump and run, aka disrupt the timing. Jeez. Okay, man, I feel like I'm like super behind right now. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up to you guys. Okay, no, I think I'm here. Mm. A great coach is an innovator at his craft, always enhancing his product, even if they haven't figured out he has another play that maybe they haven't seen yet. You know, one thing my dad always told me is that I can't stand it. It's about the Patriots, but there's three playbooks. You have the regular season playbook, you have the playoff playbook, and then you have the Super Bowl playbook. There are plays you will never see unless you're in the Super Bowl, and vice versa in the playoffs, and vice versa with the regular season. If you really think about it in that sense, as far as a head coach, then yeah, that's how it should be because you're not giving away the goods. You see what I mean? You're not giving away the goodies. People aren't seeing all your tricks right away. You see what I mean? Just saying. Agree with Crazy Dolphin. A tight end room full of backups on their best day. Yep. Tight end is weak on paper. It's gonna come down to how McDaniel utilizes exactly. I hope all the tight ends do is nothing but block. I don't want to see a tight end catch a ball. I don't want to see. Don't talk to me about a receiving tight end. Don't. We had a top five receiving, top three receiving tight end. Don't talk to me about receiving tight ends. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. Do not, because you guys know my guy. Anyhow, we're not gonna hatch that up again. Yeah, I'm done. So, mhm. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So, was Tua Tagovailoa disrespected by ESPN by not ranking top 10? No, not at all. Not at all, ladies and gentlemen. He wasn't disrespected. If anything, Tua Tagovailoa was adjusted based on what you get to see on the field. And if you're only playing 10 games a season, you get judged on those 10 games. But guess what? You also get judged on the 7 games you're missing too. Because those games also matter. Those games means you're not there for your team. And because of that, you have to also take that into consideration. OMG! Good morning, what the difference? Welcome. There's a reason no one is giving running backs big contract. They're expendable. 1,000%. I don't know how many times I've said it. I don't know how many times I've had to tell people we don't need a running back. We have the right core. We're fine. Like it's over. It's no more need. Absolutely no more need. But I'm gonna do this because I think it's gonna be fun. So let's do this. Let me invite y'all. I got to say what I wanted because I really needed it. If you guys want to spend a few minutes here with you guys live, there you go. There's the link. I've dropped the link. Yep. Let me see. Let me get a couple people in here, and let's get it. Hold on. Oh, I almost cried. Let's see who we got here. Good morning, Big Philly. How you? Oh my God, you are.
Good afternoon.
It's just I'm so used to seeing the Miami's sports talk that that's why I didn't put two and two together. How you doing today, Big Philly?
That hurts my feelings.
No,
No, I'm
don't.
playing. I'm playing. I'm playing. Don't hurt my
You know there's nothing but love here, man. Good morning. Talk to me. What are you thinking? Do you think he got disrespected really or no?
No, bro. First of all, most of these players don't even go based off of rankings. Even though they do a ranking on the NFL Network on the top 100 list,
Hmm.
a lot of them don't pay attention to none of that shit. And I don't see why.
Oh wait,
Excuse me.
hold
Sorry,
on.
sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
no worries, no worries.
Chiz.
Yeah,
Um, Cheese Whiz, whatever.
cheese
But
whiz.
yeah, there you go, Cheese Whiz. But anyways, I don't. Yeah, again, bro. A lot of I don't even think Tua really pays attention to that either.
I
He's
don't think so.
focused on the season himself. So kind of what I was saying earlier, right? It's any given Sunday, the dog's always going to beat out the
Hmm.
competition. So it's a matter of does he have that dog in him? Can he stay healthy? Those are questions he's going to have to ask himself, kind of like what he did last season, where he was second guessing himself after that 8 game win streak, or after that eighth week. It's going to go back to something like that where is his confidence going to lack? And you kind of see that too in that. I don't know if you guys have been watching that new series on Netflix, The Quarterback. You kind of see that with Marcus Mariota. If you watch the show, he struggled a lot after his time in Tennessee, especially that last season where he got benched for Ryan Tannehill, where he had a lot of confidence issues and he was doubting himself, even though the season before he had a great season. So, you got to look at it like that. A lot of it's a mental game. You see Kirk
It
Cousins,
is.
who's arguably a top 10 quarterback to some people. Um, Even him, he sees a psychiatrist every day. He sees a team psychologist every
You
day.
gotta do what you gotta. A lot of people think
So,
it's just like like LeBron spends $1 million. Even Tom Brady spends $1 million in getting their physique done. But you also have to deal with the mind too. Michael Jordan said the game is 90% mental,
mental,
ten
exactly.
percent physical. So I totally understand where you come from. That's a great point. Continue.
Yeah, man. So, he has the physical trait to do it. Some might say he has a weak arm, this or that. But, he proved last season he can make some of those. He can make a lot of the
Yep.
throws that they assumed that he could make. So he's athletic enough to be successful in the league. It's more of can he get past those mental hurdles and stay healthy. Get kind of like what you guys were saying before. Get his body right. If he can get his body right, then I think that we'll be pretty good. Will we make the Super Bowl? I don't know. Will we be average, mediocre? Who knows? I mean, there's a lot of teams that are like that. Detroit Lions were like that for many years under Matthew Stafford. You had the San Diego Chargers at the time with Philip Rivers. So there's so many teams that have that. They have a good quarterback, but they don't have that good core. We have the good core. It's more of can he be the good quarterback?
Can he add to the team? Can he be can he be the factor that gets us over the top
Yeah,
versus the
and I get it too. I get a lot of fans too. A lot of the Dolphins fans in the community where they're kind of frustrated because we see this over and over and over again every year. If you think about it, 2017 with Ryan Tannehill, we had Jarvis Landry, Charles Clay. So we had a lot of good names, and it's like mediocre. All this hype, right? All this hype to only be let down. So I can understand where a lot of these fans come from and why the fan base is divided for the most part with Tua. I can see that, but unfortunately, we're just fans, and all we can do is hope, and that's this is where it is.
That's true. That's true. And let's see. I got Mark K from Bill's Mafia. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, Miss Phins. Hey, panel and chat. How we all doing this morning? I just want to bring up a point. Earlier in the discussion, I went ahead and addressed that I think there are 13 quarterbacks that presently had a two on the list. And I also didn't include quarterbacks who didn't have the weapons that he has. And let me just kind of give you a back and forth on this. There will be some that say, well, look at the weapons that he's got. He should be a top 10 quarterback. There'll be others that say, well, he doesn't really have the best of offensive line. He doesn't have very much in the line of skill factor, or he doesn't have anything in the tight end room that's particularly appealing. So that's the reason why he's not doing well. So it's an argument, counter argument. But the point is that you have to look at is that Tua's promise is predicated upon 6 games. The Arizona game, how well he played against Kansas City, the fourth quarter against Baltimore, which was against ostensibly primarily backup defensive backs. He had a good game in the opener against New England, 33 for 270 and touchdowns, an excellent game. I don't care what anybody says. And then he had great games against the Lions, the Bears, or the Browns, or the Bears and the Browns, which were very lower ranked defenses. He didn't have any concussion issues, supposedly, but after the Houston game, when after Armstead got hurt, the offensive line degenerated even further, and he got pummeled and got pulled from that game simply to save him from what was happening. And then for the rest of the season, he was nothing. Horrible against San Francisco, horrible against the
I wouldn't
Chargers,
say horrible.
mediocre. Hang on,
Let me
okay.
not lie. Let me not
He
lie.
was horrible in both
In
those
the
games. He just
49ers and
period.
Chargers game, 100%. But when against the Bills, no, to me, he had a really good game.
In the Bills game, he had a slightly above average performance. He missed a lot of throws in that game.
I
And
can't.
against the Packers, he had a great first half, and then of course he fell concussed and threw the 3
That
interceptions. I blame that on the Dolphins coaching staff for not recognizing it. It was even reported that he was calling plays from Alabama in the huddle. So somebody should have mentioned it. Somebody should have done something. The critical factor when you're rating quarterbacks is you have to win something. You have to do something. You have to be either a Super Bowl quarterback or you have to be an elite quarterback, or to be to be an elite quarterback. That's why I don't consider Josh Allen an elite quarterback because he hasn't been in the Super Bowl. He's a great quarterback. He's not elite. He's not at that level. And Tua hasn't won a win and in game. That's important when you're trying to assess a rating.
he hasn't gotten to the playoffs and been able to play yet. So I do understand where you're coming from with that, but I'll tell you this: he, if we take away the last half of the Packers game, he actually had a really good Bills game and first half in that Packers game. And the 49ers and the Chargers, I don't even want to think about the Chargers if I'm going to be honest with you. But even the 49ers game, although the defense was really on him and they really switched it up, which I don't, it didn't work with the timing for him.
Let's remember
Had a
this, Miss Hughes. Sherfield busted a short pass for a
So,
75-yard touchdown. That's a huge extent of his yardage.
well, yeah, to
It
be
is what it
honest,
is.
I thought we were gonna come out here and destroy, but it just didn't happen. Now, as far
So
as
Tua to me has to prove he has to be able to lead his team, be consistent, not get hurt. Injury has been a problem all through his pro career, through his college career, even back into high school. So that has to be proven. And he has to prove it in games that matter. He hasn't done that yet.
and that's what we have to wait for Tua. And to me, he does that, he'll be top 10. He's just right outside the top 10. He has potential to actually get in there. He's just right outside the top 10. That's really
And I
that's
see Epps saying I'm disrespecting the. How am I disrespecting the Dolphins? I mean, there's not a single thing that I've said that's not factual.
no, you
Not a
didn't read
single
that
thing.
right. You didn't read that right. He gave you respect.
Oh, okay.
He literally
Oh, well,
said
thank you,
respect
Epps.
his grind. Yeah, he was respecting
I
you.
mean,
So
now the other question is, can Tua become a top 10 quarterback? Yes, he can become a top 10 quarterback. What are his superpowers? He has great pocket presence, in my opinion, and he has great accuracy. Those are super skills that the man has.
he does.
So can he take those super skills behind the rest of the offensive talent that's on that roster and spin it into being a playoff quarterback? And then can he spin it up to the next level and become an elite quarterback? There's
If
there's
he's
your, there's your whole season.
field, there's no team we can't beat, including the Bills. I'm not
Sure.
even scared about the Bills. Like that gap, there was a major gap. I'm not gonna pretend like there wasn't. There was a major gap, but there's no more gap. 3 points.
I disagree. I disagree, Miss Benz,
That's it.
because the difference when I look at your roster, here's my
How can
point.
you disagree when we beat you that first game and you guys had
We
almost 500,
okay,
500
guys, or Miss Finns. Okay, stop.
500
You
offensive.
could say, "Oh, we should have won. We should have won all three." You could say as a Dolphins fan, "We should have won all three games." The
We
point
should
in
have won
fact
all
is that
three games.
Buffalo should have won that game in Miami. They
Then
just crapped out at the
how,
end, regardless of what happened. They
Mark,
should have won the game. They were the better team on the field.
500
They didn't
yards,
win the football game.
500 yards. Our defense was non-existent except at the goal line. Essentially, all we did was stop you from getting to the end zone. For the rest of the game,
Bass missed the field
500
goal.
yards.
Davis dropped the touchdown, and
Mark,
Allen short threw McKenzie on the goal line. Or else
is
that's a
500 yards
24-14
a good
Buffalo
game or
win.
a bad game? Is 500 yards a good game or a bad game?
500 yards of offense is an excellent football game, and 500 yards against your defense tells me
Okay.
your defense is playing a horrible football game.
Again,
A
Mark,
horrible football
hold up,
game,
Finn.
and yes, and yet we still beat you because we did what's most important, which is get you out of the end zone and keep you out of the end zone. So
The
no,
point being is how you're saying you're better, and I'm just going to bring up the fact. See, I don't know if you know the scheme changes and the personnel changes that Buffalo's made because you're more of a diehard
Nobody
Dolphin fan, so
cares,
you don't
bro.
follow the
listen,
team.
Nobody
I
Nobody.
cares.
Well,
understand.
I would suggest you better care about what your opposition
Why?
does
Why
because
would we
that's who you
care?
have
We
to beat.
almost beat y'all with a third string quarterback in the playoffs. Get the fuck out of
Exactly.
here, bro.
Okay, all right, Big Philly, just go ahead and talk. I mean, it's ridiculous
No,
having
hey,
a
I let you
conversation with
cook.
someone
I
that's
stay quiet and let you cook. I stay nice and quiet and I let you cook. But at the same time, of what you're defending, where y'all could have won all three games, the same theory can be said for the Dolphins. Because
that's
we were
right, but you
right
didn't.
there. The entire game, we were right there.
We were right there. That's the thing. There's no gap, really. There's no gap. I'll give you that Josh Allen has more experience in the postseason than Tua. That's not even a question. You can't even question that. That is a fact.
That's
A
true.
hundred
I
percent
agree with that
fact.
statement.
Other than that, this team is not better than the Dolphins that you have. It's not.
Where's your depth?
There is no.
Where's the depth on
Where's
your
yours?
roster?
Where's your
My
linebackers?
man, what do you mean? Where's our depth? Our
I've got,
depth.
I've got.
We had
Where's your depth?
but
You
injury.
got, you
We
got,
had
you
nothing
got
but
seven defensive linemen and no depth.
minus to
You
one.
have five linebackers and no depth.
Hey, what you're
You
not
have
realizing, hold on, what you're not realizing with our line, with our defensive line, yeah, we might have seven guys, but each one of those guys can play every position on that line. So there is depth. There is depth.
no. You
Akbach can
can't.
play defensive tackle and he can play edge.
Chubb and Phillips cannot play defensive tackle. I'm sorry.
Chubbs
They're
can play
like they're
defensive
they're
end
sta-
and he can play
they're
outside
stand up.
linebacker. Akbach
You're
can
not
play
going to play an
defensive
outside
end and
linebacker. You're
defensive
going to
tackle.
play. Okay, Big Philly. You're not going to play Chubb and Phillips as linebacker per se. They're going to be somewhere in that front seven. But your linebackers basically
Dude, they
are
drop
long,
Chubbs and they drop Phillips
They,
in coverage all the
I
time,
understand.
dude.
Good.
What are you talking
You
about?
drop your pass right. You drop your pass rush guys into coverage, and that's why you give
They
up
drop them in the
yardage. And
coverage
that's
all
why
the time.
Phillips
How
doesn't
many
have the
times
sacks
did
that he
Chubbs go
should
back
have.
in the coverage? What are you talking about, dude?
That's why their sack numbers are down. Those are pass rush guys. That would be like saying Buffalo's going to drop Floyd
But what do you think
and Miller.
happens
It's
in a
ridiculous.
3-4 defense, bro?
Hold up, Mark, because you also have to consider this.
You rush three, and then you send your linebackers. You may
Yeah,
drop
What
one
do you
linebacker.
think happens in a 3-4 defense? They're not going to rush five every down.
No, you're
exactly.
going to
They're not going
sometimes
to
you'll
rush
drop one.
five every down, Mark.
Called adjustments, Mark, and the fact that we have, to Big Philly's point, we have versatile players. Versatile, yeah, versatile. You know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say?
versatile. No, you're right.
Versatile,
Versatile
okay.
players. You're right.
Versatile players were able to switch that up. Where, to Big Philly's point, they can play multiple positions. So if somebody goes down, you can still use another
You
player
can
in
plug and play. It's plug and play. That's all it is.
exactly.
They
That's
You
trying it on the
have
offensive line and failing miserably. That's the only difference.
and you know what? Everybody wants to clam on the offensive line, and even the offensive line went from 32 to 22. Tell me of another offensive line that went up by 10 spots, because I still
tell
haven't
me
seen
any other offensive line that just brought in Williams and Armstead. Then I'll give you the same results.
what.
Yeah, but
That
that's
has
the
not.
issue when Armstead's
That's not
not on
even
the
the.
field. Is the issue.
Bring whoever you want, bro. Bring the top five O linemen. It doesn't matter. Are you gonna get a 10 spot increase? That does not happen. That does not happen. You don't go from dead last to upper 75
If
percent.
you don't make a one-third improvement in your standing in your offensive line when you bring in a Pro Bowl left tackle and an up-and-coming center, then you got a serious offensive problem. Congratulations. I'll throw you your roses for increasing your position in the league standing by bringing in high caliber players.
Like
And the
let me
reason
keep.
you're bringing in high caliber players is because Greer's draft choices have failed.
I don't know what you're talking
Mark,
about because
Mark,
last time I checked,
but let me.
Holland is not a failure. Last time I checked,
I'm
Christopher Wilkins is
well.
not a
I'm
failure.
calling. No, but I'm talking about offensive line failures. I should have clarified that. Excuse me.
Hunt is not a failure, bro.
It's definitely not a failure. There's no.
Austin
Hunt is not a
Jackson is
failure.
a
He's tackling him.
failure.
Or did you forget that?
Excuse me. Austin Jackson is a failure. Liam Eichenberg is a failure.
Okay, so 2 out of the 3, he
Not
still
even.
hit.
No, I'm gonna
That means
pause you. Okay, hold on.
67%.
Hold on, Mark. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm gonna pause you right there. My front office is telling me that we have the right guys for this O line. We have the right guys for the O line. So as far as them being failures, until they're out of this team, there is no failure in those players. They're developing. There's a difference. They are developing. So you have players that are developing right now, and Ogba and Eichenberg. They may not be top 2 in the league, but they're developing players. We're allowing our players to develop, and that's what my front office said, and that's where I'm sticking to it. How you doing, Cap Life?
Oh,
Talk to
my
me.
boy, Cat.
But I gotta keep this.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Morning,
Good
sir. Good
morning,
morning.
Cap. How are you today?
How are you?
I am perplexed and dumbfounded right now how
Remember, keep it clean. Let's keep it clean. The
yes,
baby.
yes,
You
absolutely.
curse.
Absolutely.
That's me. I'm the cursor. I'm sorry. I just
It
cursed
it,
too
it,
much. I got
it,
a
be-
potty
it,
mouth.
it befuggles me. I don't know if befuggles a word, but if you have Pro Football Focus, CBS, and now ESPN saying our quarterback is not top 10, but pretty much the only people that think he's top 10 are the ones that have been criticizing him all season. So Chris Sims has him top 10 with PFN with Mike Florio, right? That's what you guys were saying. That's pretty much their baby.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I'm going to run with this all day because I am not talking Dalvin Cook or 2,000 yards today. You guys need to you know, I don't know, put a little bit of emphasis into 3 organizations saying that this team is not going to make the playoffs or play top 10 level.
I can't do that, Cap, because you have to think about it. We don't know what parameters they use to make their rankings. If everybody was using the same parameters, then maybe we can go ahead and discuss that. But I'm sure they're all using different ones. If you're gonna talk purely statistics, then that you can't really argue based on stats. The numbers are not gonna change. They are what they are. So it just depends on what you want to use as far as rankings when it comes to Tua.
Well, I mean, you can use every, statistical category you want when it comes to trying to hype them up. But I mean, even without the statistical hype, I mean, with the amount of, you know, and I just don't understand how our anticipation coming into the season is all great, but our expectation levels with everyone else, this is like the make or break year to prove everybody wrong. And right now, everybody has us on the outside looking in as far as with quarterback play.
Well, that's because there's a lot of questions, bro. A lot of questions in the fact of not really necessarily questions into Tua's playmaking ability, but more questions into his durability. And that's the issue. A lot of people can't get past, will he do the full 17-game season or 18-game season? That's the issue. It has nothing to do with the Dolphins roster and the ability of them putting a roster together. The roster looks great. The
Mm-hmm.
roster looks absolutely phenomenal right now. People want to call Ramsey washed up. Ramsey's still an elite corner that can still play
He,
the game. You have Howard was down. Now they go back to that 2 years ago when they brought in a guy like Brandon Jones, and they were killing it. They were killing in that secondary and allowing Howard to be a ball hawk, which is what he is. Because last year he didn't have that ability because he had that defense.
And he also didn't have the opposite guy.
Exactly. He
To be
didn't
able
have
to
that
shut
coverage
down
guy
his
on the opposite
side so that
side.
he can be the ball hog, which is
Exactly.
the same issue we've had with us and X by not having Byron Jones. So now he has his own. Now he is Byron Jones, and he has X on the other side where he'll be able to focus on what he wants.
I get that. I get what you guys are saying. The production level down the stretch. But if that's the case, why the heck would you put Matthew Stafford after the season they had last season in the top 10?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. That's why I was like,
I would have never put Matthew Stafford in top 10.
I would not have put him in top 10. Man, I would put, and they put Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, Jared Goff, and Derek Carr as 11 through 14, then Tua. I would have put Kirk Cousins above. I would have put him 10th as above Stafford.
Yeah.
There's no way I would have
Kirk Cousins had an excellent season last year. The only issue with Kirk
Cousins
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins has to be the most consistent QB in the last 10 years. I'm talking about straight consistency and playing at a above average level. It's Kirk Cousins. He just doesn't do anything at the end of the season. But go ahead.
No, he just doesn't play well after 4:00.
Yeah, but go ahead, Big Philly.
No, so that's just it. It's just that, guys. It's not. It has nothing else with any. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. It's just more of, can he be consistent? Most of the questions that are coming out of like in the national media is Tua. Can Tua be consistent? Can Tua stay healthy? Can Tua do this? It's Tua. So goes back to, again, can he take that next step and be mentally sound throughout the season? He had those doubts last season. Can he get over those doubts and push us forward? If he can't, he's not the guy. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. If he cannot get past those mental hurdles and stays consistent, he's not the guy.
And you know what? I've been clamoring this since his first year. One of my major issues with Tua is his inconsistency. You could play bad. That's no problem. Everybody plays bad. It's sports, period. But you have to be able to play good consistently. Like each level, as you're getting better, you gotta play, good, above good, average, above that, whatever level you want to say that he's at. You just have to stay consistent in that level and build on that. My issue is he's been like the stock market. He'll go up and then go there, scratching down, and then go up again, and maybe like up, down, and then go down again, and then go way up, and then go up again, and then just go down. It's too much inconsistency from Tua, which is why I can't put him at top 10 right now going into the season. But can he beat top 10? Absolutely, because he's been consistent in short spurts. He'll do it for 3 games. But I need him to do it for 17 games. You see what I mean? That's where, when it comes to Tua, that's where I need the extra consistency from him.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think we all agree to the most extent. But, for people to force feed me he's top 10 without me seeing top 10 productivity. I mean, when I see Deshaun Watson getting ranked above him and Deshaun Watson was suspended half the season, I think that tells you all you need to know.
No, I think that just Deshaun Watson is a natural playmaker.
Yeah, that's
what we've been trying to tell you. That we've been trying to tell you he's he's a playmaker with the ability, with Lamar Jackson being on the same level, and Lamar Jackson's ranked number 7.
Top 5. Hold up, he was top 5 when he went into his hiatus. Okay, so you're not gonna drop out of the top 10 like that, or top 15 just because you just weren't playing.
Well, a lot of people want to put him in below the top 25 just because he didn't play and they're being bitter. But we all know the real deal.
Yeah, we know the real reason. But Deshaun Watson, like him or not, even when he was playing back, he was still better than the bottom half of the league. So you can't, he give him enough time with his team, he's again going to be top 5. That's at least that's
all the people that said Lamar Jackson doesn't belong in the top 10. I mean, so far he's been up there in all these lists, and I mean, you can't fight that narrative anymore. It's like this put up or shut up time, to be honest with you.
For Tua, yeah, it is. because
Oh
Tua
yeah.
right
Oh yeah.
now, this is his year. He's playing his fourth year. He's still got next year. Let's be real. He's still got next year. But you want to know what you have by this year. You want to know where you are. Can you build up on what you have, or do we need to move on and seek elsewhere?
Well,
So
Jolie, when you see Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, and the declining Aaron Rodgers still in the top 10, like you would think it's time for you to start stepping up your game,
Aaron Rodgers
especially
was
when
there
Dak
because of
Prescott is cracking the top 10 and that
that's
team hasn't
why.
done anything.
That's to me. Look, I'll take Trevor Lawrence because of his upside. To me, Trevor Lawrence has the most upside out of the top 10 right here. Period. Don't like me, I don't care. You can argue with me as to why. To me, the one with the biggest upside in the top 10 right now, according to ESPN, is Trevor Lawrence. But don't put Dak Prescott up there. I can't. Matthew Stafford and Dak Prescott, to me, do not belong in the top 10. Absolutely do not belong. Because guess what? Cooper, Cooper Rush was playing better than Dak, is what I'm trying to tell you. So no, I can't put those two. I would have put them 14 and 15th in my opinion. I wouldn't have put those two up there, but they did. So that's on that at this point. But listen, the main question for this is: was it disrespectful for ESPN to put him not top 10? No, I can't. I can't say that it was disrespectful because at the end of the day, you gotta be there. As long as he's there, we got a shot. This team, it's all formulated and all created for Tua. But I'm telling you this, with the asterisk, if he's on the field, I'm telling you right now, there's no team we can't beat. There's no team we can't beat. Absolutely no team we can we can't beat, in my opinion. There's just no team. No team we can't beat. I don't know. Am I crazy by saying that, Cap or Mark? Because I know Mark, you're those mobsters.
Yeah, no, I'm at this. I'll see it when I'll believe it when I see it. Phase,
You're just over. You're just over.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, the defense for me, I know they don't put up top 10 predictions on the defense, or maybe they do, but that's the most exciting. I'm level that I'm looking at right now is the defense productivity. Like the offense, man, that's just you guys are like buttering up my toes way too much with the offense. I need to see it first before I buy into the hype. But the defense, the offense. Sorry, the defense for me is what I'm excited about.
For us, oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
I'm a defensive girl, so I'm always gonna be happy. Well, I'm always gonna be happy with defense. Big Philly, you're back. I don't know if you saw the little post here, but yeah, I personally think that this defense is gonna be a lot of fun. This defense is gonna be a lot of fun to watch. That's for sure. Michael K says so. Rush drops Stafford back, but Tygeek moves to a higher. No,
He's saying so.
Cooper Rush was the backup QB of the Cowboys, and he definitely played better, in my opinion, than Dak Prescott. So that's where I would put.
Yeah, but I don't get what Michael K is saying there, where he says so. Cooper Rush, I'm assuming, drops Stafford back, but Tyreek moves to a
I
higher.
think he meant. I think he not. Wait. I didn't say Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup. I love Cooper Cup. I had him. Oh, I see. Yeah. Now, okay, good. See, I was like, wait a minute. I think he just clarified it. He thought I meant Cooper Cup. There you go. No worries. I had a feeling that's what you meant. Absolutely not. Cooper Cup is the reason why Matthew Stafford even did what he did. Come on, man. Triple crown.
And a lot of it too with Cooper is that Cooper was hurt last season too, so that also contributed to the
It
downfall
was
of the
the
Rams.
other Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is the backup to the Cowboys, which is why I said
Yeah, I was like,
Cooper
yeah.
Rush
So one Cooper didn't play and got the quarterback in the top 10, and one Cooper played and got the other quarterback in the top 10.
Actually, yeah, that's hilarious. But yes, this is. But again, like I said, it is two different Coopers.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Cup is that dude though. Cooper
Cup,
Cup is that dude.
absolutely,
So
absolutely. To me, Cup is one of my favorite players to watch.
Did you
He's
guys see that breakdown of when Stafford played with Detroit with Megatron, that they were like the closest duo to get to 2000?
yeah, Megatron. I'm so mad, man. His career got shortened by their head coach. Mm. His career got shortened by their head coach, man. That team was beautiful. They just never had a defense. They just don't believe in defense in Detroit. If that Detroit had a defense, dude, they would have won a Super Bowl in my opinion. They would have won. Delusional says Cooper Cup is disrespected. Absolutely disrespected. Why? I don't know. Triple Crown. He shouldn't be, but he does. He absolutely does.
You think he'll put up the same numbers with Baker?
Baker's not there no more.
Who's there now? Oh yeah, that's right. He went to Tampa.
It's still
Was
Stafford.
Stafford still there?
Stafford's still there, but they tried to trade him.
Yeah, that's what I
They're
heard.
gonna get him because of
Yeah,
his,
they
his
tried to, but nobody's
contract,
gonna
but
take him.
there's too much money in that
Yeah,
contract, so it's not gonna happen.
they stuck with him. They
Yeah,
stuck with him.
there's stuff, but this is the thing. Absolutely, Cooper Cup, in my opinion, can definitely be come back. He just hopefully his recovery is what gets better. As long as his recovery is good, that man. Oh my God! If oof, Cooper Cup is what you wanted DVP to be. Cooper Cup is what DVP should have been. A tall, lanky, catch everything wide receiver. And he was for one season and then got injured afterwards. Just at this point.
You heard the
But
Patriots double down. They said they're gonna do big things with DVP and Gesicki.
oh,
Well, yeah, a lot of Patriots fans are saying that they love what Jasicki's gonna bring to the table. But they have this delusion that they're gonna play two tight end sets with Jasicki there. But I told them it's a good and bad thing playing two tight end sets with him. And the reason being
because he
is
doesn't
if
block.
you have any run play, any run design is not going to go to Jasicki's side, so they're just going to overload one side, which is Henry's side. That's all they're going to do. You can't run a counter because the guy can't hold the block. Don't get me wrong; he'd be great in the slot and on the outside, but I don't see him playing on the line.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see how they use it. Now, I will say this: Patriots are great at using their tight ends. They are.
Oh, they're going to maximize his abilities.
They
That's for
maximize
sure.
tight ends to the max. Like it's not even a question. But we'll see. Maybe they can get him to block. Because clearly we didn't. But
He ain't
at
a
the end of
blocker.
the day,
He ain't a
I
blocker.
can't wait till he comes back home. And I'm totally gonna be wearing his jersey. And I hope he gets 4 touchdowns and the Patriots still lose by 6 touchdowns. So there you go. I hope he's the only one that scores
That's a
and
lot
they
of points.
get destroyed. So he
I'm
can
just
still
saying that's a lot of points.
yeah. Just saying.
6 touchdowns, a lot of points. If we're winning by 6 touchdowns, that's a lot of points. That's all I
Oh
gotta say.
yeah. Oh, I know. I know. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like I want us to score a lot and win, but I want him to be the only one that scores because he's my guy. So let's see here. Miss Phins, after this season, when the Lions win a playoff game and the Dolphins will be the team with the longest streak without a playoff win. Wow, really, Michael K? 22
My
to
Patriots hate him.
23.
My
Well, you know
Patriots
what?
hate him.
Listen, Michael K, it's actually 23 seasons already, sir. We're at 23 seasons without a
It's
playoff.
all right. It's all right. They still won't beat the Chiefs in the championship. So it's all right.
Yeah, well,
They
we'll
they
see.
go they'll go to the playoffs every year for nothing.
That would be the Cowboys. But you know what? This question was great.
That's funny.
This it is. Am I wrong?
No, you're
Scotty,
not.
Scotty says, Miss Fins, are any AFC East coaches on the hot seat? I actually have my last show, Scotty, all about Mike McDaniel. Is he on the hot seat? So Take a look at that because I kind of broke it down. As far as the other head coaches,
Well,
uh,
there was a report on Bleacher that came out
okay.
that they were suggesting Bill Belichick might be on the hot seat.
Listen,
I was reading it a little bit
he's never
yesterday.
gonna get fired. He's never gonna get fired.
I don't know. I
He,
don't
Yeah,
know.
The Chargers coach, bro. He's
No, the
surviving by the
AFC,
skin of his
no,
teeth.
no,
but
not
you
AFC,
say in the
AFC
East,
East specifically.
Oh, in the AFC
Yeah,
East.
in the AFC East specifically. Look, okay, Robert Saleh, he ain't getting fired.
no.
He's not getting fired. He's solidified. He's got his QB.
Yeah, we all know it's McDermott. We all know it.
And
No, I
McDermott,
don't even think McDermott. No, I don't think McDermott either.
I think McDermott
I
got
was
one more year though. But after this one, he's got one more year. That's it.
not if
In
he's
my
making
opinion.
the playoffs consistently. Why
Wait
would
a
you get
minute,
rid of a coach like that?
Michael K. I mean Mark. If you're still on, how many years contract is what's his name?
McDermott.
Because McDermott, I know he's under contract, and I think they extended him. But how many seasons?
Years.
I forgot. If y'all know, any Bills fans want to tell us how many years he's got left on his
He
contract, let
ain't
us know.
going nowhere.
He's
Either
been
way,
there for a minute. I don't think they go past 4
But I
years.
think they gave him an extension last year or the year before.
yeah, he
I think
ain't
it was
going nowhere.
last year.
He ain't
So
going
3-year
nowhere, man.
extension. See, Michael K. Thank you so much, Michael. So he got an extension. So he'll be there next year. He might get fired the last year, but
The
to
only
me,
way he gets fired is they miss the playoffs, and that's not happening.
this damn, they missed the playoffs and they have their full team. Then he might actually
That's
get
what I'm saying.
fired.
That's the only time he
If
has no excuse.
if they miss the playoffs and they have a full team, I'm not talking like Josh Allen's out, then no one's gonna blame him for that. Like, what the heck? Like, no, you're not gonna do that. But if you got a full team and you don't make the playoffs, I'm telling you, the Dolphins win the division. We're number 2, and somehow, some way, the Jets make the playoffs in the wild card, and Bills don't make it, bro. Then he's in a hot seat, 1,000%. Because you don't. Who are you gonna blame? You're not blaming your defense. If you got your team completely set and you don't make the playoffs, he's getting fired. Like, he's on the hot seat for the next year. Obviously not for this year, but for the next year. Oh yeah.
Other than that, I don't think any AFC East coach right now is in the hot seat because they're all productive,
Yeah.
except for Bill Belichick. But then again, Bill Belichick is building the team
It's
again.
Belichick. This man's
Yeah,
got
and it's Belichick. Yeah, but that doesn't matter, man. You've seen teams go away from coaches all the time. Look at what the Dolphins did to Shula. So it
my
happens all the time. That's nothing
comparison
new.
was, and a lot of people don't remember this. My comparison was Tom Coughlin, who just made it as a finalist for the Hall of Fame, which I hope he gets it because phenomenal coach. But Tom Coughlin, and I said this in my last show, he was on a hot seat in 2007. 2007, he was on the hot seat,
Yeah,
and
then
they
he
won
won
the
like
Super
the
Bowl.
following. They won.
Then
Yeah,
they gave him 7 more years,
and then
hot
they were
seat the
mediocre.
whole time, and won the Super Bowl again and got fired the next season. It happens.
So
When a team wants to let you go, they want to let you go. Period.
Yeah,
They
that's
want to
true.
let you go. They want to let you go. Now, with McDaniel, okay, I gotta ask you guys since I got you guys in here. What would take McDaniel being on the hot seat? What
they
would
have a
take
losing
McDaniel being on
record.
the hot
Any losing record this season will have him on the hot seat.
seat? Any losing record?
If they
That's
don't make the playoffs, he's in the hot seat.
that's it.
Oh
Because you
yeah.
got
Bro,
9
because
Look,
you got too much
coaches.
money. Yeah, that's it.
look at our
You
track
win
record.
or you're out, bro. You win or
Yeah,
you're out.
yeah. Look
That's
at our
it.
track record. The past 3 years, 3 coaches.
Dude, I mean,
No, it's been
uh,
two.
no,
It's been two.
well, we've had 9 head coaches.
It's been 3, dude.
We had
Brian Flores was there 3
Jimmy
years.
Johnson. Hold on.
Adam
Yeah,
Gase was there, what, a year and a half?
hold on.
No, Brian
Yeah,
Flores was
Jimmy
there 3
Johnson.
years.
Yeah, Brian Flores was there for 3 years, buddy.
Okay, well, look,
Johnson.
4 coaches in 3 years. Sorry, I mean 3 coaches in 4 years. Sorry.
Let me give you the lineup.
But
Jimmy Johnson. Then we had Dave Wannstedt, Nick Saban, Cam Cameron, Tony Sperano, R.I.P., Joe Philbin, who I met, Adam Gase, Brian Flores, and then McDaniel. So we've had 9 head coaches since
And
Shula.
that's without the interim head coaches like Todd Bowles and all them other
Yeah, we're
guys.
not even talking about even the Lions head coach. Um,
Yeah, Dan Campbell. Dan
Dan
Campbell,
Campbell.
No,
Todd
Oh my
Bowles.
God, I
yeah.
love him.
Okay. Well, look, Dan Campbell 1 year, Joe Philman 1 year, Adam Gase 1 year. Who
No,
else?
Philbin
Flores a
had
year and a half or 2 years. Sorry.
Adam
no.
Gase was
We
there three
had
years.
Philbin was there for 3 years. Gase was there. Actually, Philbin was there for 4 years.
And Gase was there three
Gase was
years,
there
and
for
Brian
three
Flores was
years.
there 3 years.
Gase
Flores,
was not there 3 years,
Yes, he
who?
was. He got fired his third
dude.
season.
2016, 17, 18.
18 is when he got fired midway
He
through the
got
season.
3 years.
So 2016 he made the playoffs, right?
That's the
2017.
first. Was it
No,
17?
2017.
2017 is when we made the playoffs. I know
The
that.
only one
Nah,
until
dude. 2017 is when we drafted Charles Harris. That
27.
whole team was crap.
I know what I know you're talking about because we
Or,
made it with Pennington.
well,
Henny, sorry.
2016 season, I guess. Yeah, so 20 because I know it was in 2017, but then
But
again,
I
it's
guess what
January.
you mean is
Yeah,
since
if you look at the
Henny,
numbers,
Yeah,
it's been 3 coaches in 4 years. I think we don't have the patience to have another crappy year with McDaniel. That's
three
just what I'm
years.
saying.
coaches
Look
in
at the
five
track record.
years. Three
5 years.
coaches in 5 years.
5
Yes,
years.
that is true. Does that work? No, it doesn't.
Well, it just shows that it just shows that this front office is impatient. That's all it
Very
is.
impatient. And
They're
guess which
very
teams
impatient. They
are
want
very
production.
listen? Guess which teams are very they always have success, and they only had a coach in 10 years minimum.
Pat.
Steelers, Chiefs. You have Patriots.
The Chiefs, nah. Andy Reid wasn't there for 10 years. Andy Reid's only been there for like 5 or 6. Andy Reid's been there for a very short time.
Yeah,
He was
when he
there for like
inherited
he was
Alex
there
Smith,
5 years.
right?
He inherited Alex Smith, and they drafted Patrick Mahomes the same year.
Although
And
you
he already had Tyreek and Kelsey.
Yeah, because I remember
He
Lewis
inherited
saying the
that
Chiefs made
offense.
the AFC Championship
This
5 years in
year
a
is
row.
his 10th year, just so you know. He
Huh?
started with the Chiefs in 2013. This year is his 10th year.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Time flies like you're having fun, right?
So
Oh well,
that's
So
what
like
I was
what?
you're
thinking.
right.
I'm pretty sure, but I wanted to double check because, hey, listen, I may miss this whole time, but that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Damn,
Fact
it's been
check.
10
Fact
years
check.
already? It feels like 5. I don't
Yes,
wanna lie.
10 years. He's been in for 10 years. He's the only head coach to win 100 games in 2 different franchises.
Shit, I'm getting old. That's what that means.
So that's why I was like, but there you go. We checked it out. It's 10 years. This man has been there, but you see the consistency brings success. The problem is we don't believe in consistency when it comes to the head coach. You let him ride. That's why I said, I'm like, if we're going to really get to me, that was Flores. If we would have actually allowed Flores to be here for 10 years, we would have eventually gotten somebody like McDaniel, and we would have eventually gotten everything set up for us to be successful on a continual basis. But whatever, we got rid of him. Now we have Mike McDaniel. Give him the opportunity to do it. But we need to do something we've never done, which is actually have a head coach for the next 10 years and let him fail because he will eventually succeed. It's just
The thing is with Miami, they tend to extend offensive minded coaches. So I don't see McDaniels going anywhere, even though I think that if we did come out with a losing record this season, I think he would be on the hot seat. But Miami does have a history of extending offensive minded coach like Joe Philbin. And they don't really have patience for defensive minded coaches like Brian Flores. I
no,
mean,
not
that's just
really.
again, my Brian Flores went there 3 seasons, not even 2.5 seasons, and he was gone, or 3 seasons because he finished the third season, and he was already gone. But then Adam Gase was there 3 years. Tillman was there 4 years, and that was disgusting. Cam Cameron, thank God they got rid of him after the first season,
They
after
definitely
what they did.
yeah. That's
So
but
so you got that's the only thing. So Cam Cameron probably is the only exception because he gutted the roster completely and gave away everybody for little to nothing. Um,
yeah.
But other than that, I mean, everybody usually finishes their third season. But Mike McDaniels is a little bit different because they've already spent so
But
much
he's
money
not
on that
coming in at
roster.
zero. That's the
Huh?
thing. People forget. Mike McDaniel's not coming in at zero. Mike McDaniel's coming into year three.
Exactly.
He's already coming into year three. This plan is already in year five. So that's
Well,
the
year
problem.
two. Year two. He's
Year
coming into year
five.
two.
Year five. Year number one was 2019. We gutted the team, got assets. Year number two, which was
Oh,
Tua.
you're saying that Mike McDaniels came into the team on year 5.
He didn't come here with no. He didn't come here in 2019 when he had to rebuild the whole team or tear
True.
down the
That
whole
was
team.
Brian. You're right.
He
I
didn't
understand what you're
come
saying.
here from dead last or from yeah. Actually,
He's
yes.
coming into more or less a built team.
He
He's coming
came.
in more or less to a built roster.
So he didn't come here. He already came in the fourth quarter essentially. Now it's for him to win the game.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
in this
So
case,
his lease is a little bit shorter. You know, after spending all that money on Tyreek Hill, on Bradley Chubb, on all these guys that they brought in, you know, to bolster this offense. You know, I mean, this team really. You know, then they brought in Jalen Ramsey. They were able to retain Howard. There's no excuse now. There's no
there's no
excuse. This
excuse.
is the year for them to push. And it's literally all up to them. It's all up to McDaniel's ability to game plan, and not calling the same plays over and over again. Being able to
Yep.
move on from learn from your mistakes, not abandon the run game halfway through the game, continue running the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage. He has to do all these things. If he can do that, and Tua can stay healthy and be consistent, which is a lot. If you really think about it, it's a lot to ask for. Um, we'll be all right. We'll be all
Well,
right.
you know what? This is the thing, and I get that Vader's daddy says you can only stay for 10 years if you consistently win. None of the coaches since Weinstead won consistently. But
100%.
you're not wrong. You are not wrong. However, I have to take a little pushback, and my little pushback is take away that first year where we tore down a team, which should not count against his record. In the 2 years Flores was here, we were 19-10. We were top 10 in win percentage in that 2 year span.
Yeah, but again,
And
the problem,
people want to forget this, but we
but
actually were top 10 in win
the
percentage.
issue of Brian Flores was not his ability to coach; it was his ability to lead men. That was the
Yes,
issue.
I don't listen.
His
I,
issue is his personality, nothing else.
this is, it, and I don't even want to believe that. I don't even want to believe that. I don't. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that because at the end of the day, if that was the case, how did he last so long as a head coach in the Patriots? No,
He wasn't a head coach.
I mean not head coach. Sorry, as a coach in the Patriots because he was there. They
But
don't do
there's
these
one
things.
thing. All right, listen.
He was there.
There's one thing that you're an employee, right? There's another when you're the manager. He's not the manager. He's just an employee.
He was the manager of the
He's
defense.
like a shift lead.
That was
He's
his
like a
thing.
shift lead. Let's be real. And the Patriots was like a shift lead because he didn't have full responsibility of that defense. He only had a specific responsibility for that defense. So it's different.
That was
Now
his
you got to manage the team. There's some coaches that are great coordinators, horrible head coaches,
true.
and he's one of them. Great coach, he just doesn't know how to lead the team. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the reports, not only from coaches, not only from the front office, but from players
No,
that are
this
very vocal about him.
how convenient it is. You know what? No, I'm gonna have to push back. No, I'm gonna have to
You
push
got a
back.
lot of athletes that have been vocal. Don't get me wrong, it's mixed. Some
I'm
players
not
love him,
saying
some
that he's
players
not a
don't.
tough coach. I'm not saying that he's not a tough coach. But okay, let me tell you this, and you tell me if I'm where I'm at with this. If what you're saying is true, there is no way we were gonna go 0-7 or 1-7. Was it 0-7 or 1-7?
It was 1-7.
1-7. There's no way on earth we go 1-7 and then 7-1. That doesn't happen. If you really are not a good head coach, guess what? You don't do that. You don't have that. You don't have the. He would have never had the locker room. That man never lost the locker room. Never lost the locker room.
That third
There
season.
were plenty of people who no one likes their head coach 100%. Not even Andy Reid. We all know nobody really like Bill like that. But at
No,
the end,
Andy Reid. Andy Reid. There's a lot. I've heard a lot of great things from other players,
yes, but
existing and retired. He's a players coach, so
yeah,
it's hard not to like him.
that's fine. But no head coach is like 100%
But
period in any league. Period.
okay, but again, the discipline is not the issue.
Is
The
two
issue was the
different types.
non-communication. He didn't communicate with his coaching staff, with his players. That final, this final like 2 or 3 months,
Pointless.
those final 2 or 3 months at the end of that season where he was let go, he wasn't communicating with the front office. He wasn't communicating with his coaching staff. He wasn't communicating with the
Listen,
athletes. He was on
if
a
he has
dictator
to,
rampage. At least that's
yeah,
what's described.
then he's got to be the most winningest non-communicator ever.
Hey, again,
I don't
but
understand that.
some
I don't get that.
employers
I don't
don't
get
like
that.
that.
I don't get that. No, man, not Big Philly, because it is so convenient to now. You're gonna give him the angry black man scenario. If that was the case, he wouldn't have been the number one. Had he not done the whole lawsuit, he would have had a job in 2 seconds. Any job, actually. When he got fired, the entire league was like he's the number one prospect. Period. Then we had the whole lawsuit, and obviously he didn't get that. He ended up being with the Steelers in defense. But take that away,
So let me ask you a
you don't
question.
you
Hold
don't
on, let me ask you a
you
question.
don't become the number one prospect if you're not good at what you do. If you
Not
can be
not
a head
if
coach,
again, you're not looking at this as a business. You're looking at this as a number one winning head coach. But if you don't communicate with your boss,
you
there's
have
an
to
issue.
communicate with your
Yes,
boss.
you do.
There's no way he did not communicate with his boss.
Then why is he fired and why did he get signed again?
Oh, come on, man! You know the
He lost
lawsuit.
the lawsuit.
He did not want to tank. He was not going to tank. Period. He literally told them no. They should have gotten Mike McDaniel, and Mike McDaniel would have done exactly what they wanted, which is tank.
He
And
wasn't ready for
Bradshaw
head
said no.
coach. He was
I'm
never
here
even
to
he
win.
was never even mentioned.
I'm here to win. And because he said no, and he said, I'm here to win, and we didn't get a Joe Burrow, all of a sudden he got a target on his back by his front office. And that is why he got fired. Because he was not a yes man, and I'm just going to do whatever you want, and just completely disregard the fact that there are rules. No, I'm not going to get on that boat and tamper because we're not allowed to. No, I'm not going to tank because I'm here to win games. I'm here to get us winning. They got the wrong
And
head
that's why
coach,
he's
and
fired.
all
Because
they wanted to do,
you
all they
said it yourself. He didn't follow his boss's rules,
also, it's
therefore
okay. It's okay
fired.
to do everything they wanted to do, right? That
Every team does that.
okay.
Every team does that.
You got the wrong head coach then. They got the wrong
And
head
that's why
coach.
he's fired.
They got the wrong head coach, not because he's a bad coach.
I never said he was a bad coach. I just said he couldn't communicate.
That's not communicating. He told
That
them
is
no.
communicating. You
That's
don't
not
talk to your front
communicating.
office? What do you think that is?
That's not communicating.
If I don't talk to my boss, I'm going to get fired.
That's not communicating though. That's him saying I'm not tanking and I'm
That's
not
literally him saying, I'm going to do what I want and I'm going to go against your wishes.
against your wishes. It's against NFL policy.
Again,
Because you have a man that has standards
every
and
team
he wants to
tanks, bro.
win. That's why.
Every
Yes,
team
come
guts their
on.
roster and win and tanks, bro. Every team does that. That is not anything new in the NFL, regardless of policy.
I'm not saying that it isn't a thing that happens. I agree with you. He is not that man. He's a man of character, which is why
Hey,
to
he
do it.
deserves to be in a situation like Mike McDaniel's, coming into a team that's built where he can come in and win. I agree. But that's
Oh,
not the situation that he was in. He did not communicate.
okay.
Therefore, he was
I,
fired.
I'm not gonna take the no communicating part, but the rest I will agree with you. You know what? Every head coach that comes into a team that's built does have a much better chance of winning. But what
Of
about the guy
course.
that had to struggle and had to actually deal with the fact that you got a team that's of nobodies because they fired
You
everybody,
know where he
and
would
now
have
you
been
gotta
good at?
rebuild your whole team?
You know where he would have been good at? Where he would have had the same opportunity that he just had, where he can build a team from scratch and the front office was willing to do whatever he needed to do?
Where?
Detroit. Detroit did the same shit.
Sir,
Oh,
remember?
sorry. I keep doing it. I'm sorry. I keep doing it. My
Okay,
bad.
you did.
I got nasty mouth. I'm sorry, kids. Don't be Philly.
Yeah.
Don't
What's
be
up,
Philly.
Irving? But that's not the situation here. This is the thing. You wanted to have a oh man, somebody was at Green Red. I'm sorry, you were in the I saw you and I was about to click you in, but I'm sorry. If you want to come back, feel free. I dropped the link one more time. This is getting good. I appreciate it, Big Philly. This is a great talk. But
I gotta have
seriously,
fun with you. I gotta have fun. You know, we gotta have fun and
of
have
course.
nice
But
debate, clean
look,
debate.
everybody's like swear jar, sir.
I know, bro. I'm sorry, guys. I got a nasty mouth. I'm
That's
not. You know,
hilarious.
I'm sorry.
It's
That's the
okay.
hood in
But
me. I'm
feel free
sorry.
to. Oh, actually, in that case, feel free to donate, everybody. I'll take that.
Yeah,
Listen,
pay my
but
swear jar because I'm broke.
but let's be honest. At the end of the day, we were clamor. What was the number one issue we had when we had Adam Gase? Oh my God, this team doesn't. This team is out of place. This team is they no structure. Everybody does what they want. We need structure. This is just everybody's loose. Nobody cares. Blah 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 blah. The minute we got Brian Flores, we were like, finally, a true leader, someone that's gonna bring a structure to this team, somebody that's going to actually take the reins, somebody that can actually do his job and be able to really wrangle in these grown men. You see what I mean? But no, no, absolutely not. Like that's all I'm saying.
Hey,
Personally,
Cutler, did Jacksonville tank? Because last time I checked, I think they did.
no,
They,
Jacksonville just didn't
they
have the
didn't sell off. They didn't sell off a bunch of guys for draft
they didn't
picks.
have the head coach, man. They didn't
They
have the.
didn't. They didn't sell a bunch of guys for draft picks.
That's
Last time I checked, I think they did.
did
I think they did. They did the season before, and they got Trevor Lawrence because they tanked. Just saying.
hey,
KC, I agree.
might not be
KC had a
wrong.
good base.
You might not be wrong. You might not be wrong,
I'm just
but
saying. Or how about the Indianapolis Colts when tanking for Andrew Luck? I don't know. Maybe, just maybe. I don't
that
know.
was for luck was a
All
full
right
campaign.
then. All
I
right
was
then.
for luck, man. I wanted Andrew Luck. Like I get it. I'm just
Like,
saying
yo, y'all can name a
that
bunch of teams, bro. Don't
no,
mean nothing. It happens, bro.
like no. That's I just. Mm-mm.
And let's be real. When they were tanking for Tua. That was the whole talk the season
It
before.
was tank for
Tank
Tua.
for
I
Tua.
was right there.
Tank for Tua.
I had my picket line, and I
All
was ready.
right then.
I
So
was
what's the
tanking for
problem?
Tua. I was
Y'all
so
are
mad
about
when we
it.
won that game. I get you. I was so mad. And guess what? When we won, I was like, why? Why did we win? Why? I was pissed that we won because I'm like, no, we're losing the first pick. Trust me, I get that.
Hey,
However, that's me as a fan. As a head coach, people have bills to pay.
Miss
Those
Fins.
players were fighting for contracts. Come on.
Hey, Miss Fins. I'm gonna leave you with this because I gotta go. I gotta go to work. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. What's going on, Pete?
What's up,
Hey,
Pete?
Good morning.
we
Good
working
morning,
out
Miss
here.
Phins.
Miss Fins, we working. We ain't twerking. We working, but we ain't freaking twerking. So y'all have a great day. Be blessed. Love all y'all. Goodbye.
Thank you, Miss Philly. Thank you.
Oh
Oh,
man,
what's
Big
up,
Philly
Pete?
left me up here
I
alone,
know.
Miss
I let you
Phins.
up here alone. I know.
That
It's
was a good topic. Caught on late. That whole scenario where you guys were on the hot seat. Oh man, that was an awesome conversation you guys were having.
Oh yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. Real quick though, guys, if you want to support the channel, feel free to donate Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. Thank you very much. Hit that like button, guys. Please hit the like button, share, subscribe, let everybody else know we're live. I guess I'm going a little extended today because it's just been a great day. I'm just saying.
But let me ask you a question. Who you think what coaching will be on a hotter seat right now, right? McDaniel or Robert Saleh on the Jets? If both teams failed to make the playoffs,
Oh snap!
what team is literally if both
McDaniel,
miss the playoffs?
you got,
McDaniel?
you got a young team in Sala. You got a young team. It's gonna be Aaron Rodgers' first year, so they're gonna be like, oh, okay, maybe they just need to get it together. But yeah, I'm gonna have to say McDaniel.
Wow,
McDaniel.
I would have, because I'm on the side of the Jets for sure. They will have to totally rebuild that thing and break it down somehow, some way.
You're seriously. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So you think that if let's say Jets and Dolphins don't make the playoffs,
Hmm.
you're telling me that Salah gets fired before McDaniel, even though we spent how much money on this team and I've already been rebuilding for how long?
Yeah, but you got to think about the situation in the Jets as well. They overlapped their quarterback. They did what we didn't do. They already moved on off their first round, so they're trying to figure something out. And if they fail with Aaron Rodgers, they're not going to pay that guy 100 and something million next year for some weird reason. They're going to restructure. They're going to do something. They're going to rebuild. I think the Jets are in a hotter seat right now in that situation if the team don't make the playoff.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be So wait a minute. Wait a minute. So because they got Aaron Rodgers, you think that's why they're
Yep,
gonna
the expectation, the level of expectation is raised through the roof at this point. And if they don't succeed,
make
the
the
whole
playoffs?
Jets is going to come crumbling down.
Hold up, but they didn't even make the playoffs last year. So you think that them not playing that? If none of us make it, the two of us don't make it,
Uh-huh.
you think Salah's the one that's getting canned?
I think they're going to be the yeah, Salah's going to be I would be shocked if both, but I think the media will blow up the Jets way more than the Dolphins do.
Well, that's the New York media. Like
Yeah,
that's
but
New
that's the
York.
level of expectations over there now with under Aaron Rodgers. That's why I think if the Jets don't do anything this year and they don't even make the playoffs, the Jets are going to be down for a long rebuilding haul.
Oh yeah,
Players might request. Players might. You might have Sauce Gardner request a trade out of there. You might like it. Might go that bad.
these guys are in their second year now. Like this is why I say there's no way because you've got the offensive rookie of the year, the defensive rookie of the year. Arguably, if Brees hadn't gone down, he would have been offensive player of the year. So yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know about that because at the end of the day, I still think McDaniel because we've already made the play. Dude, you made 9-7 and made the playoffs and lost in the first round with a 7 round rookie. You come back, you solidify everything, you pay everybody you need to pay, and you don't make the playoffs. He's getting fired. There's no way that man keeps his job.
I mean, McDaniel has a little excuse because it's already building under McDaniel. You could sit here and say, "Oh, McDaniel with Tua is pretty good," and then if Tua goes down mid-season, he's going to have that little bypass that he might survive
But
if
we're
they
not.
like him as much as they like him. He might, even if we miss the playoffs, McDaniel might survive it because they feel like with Tua or whatever, and he's on the fifth-year option cheaper. But Aaron Rodgers, the expectation level is totally different in New
No,
York. If
you
those
can
guys don't win the division, it's a letdown at this point.
no. First of all, they're not winning the division A, and second, with Mike McDaniel, we're going with the Tua is playing the whole season. With Tua playing the whole season, Rodgers playing the whole season, and none of those teams make the playoffs, there's no way on earth Mike McDaniel keeps his job. There's no way. I can't.
I do agree with that, and I do like what I'm hearing. I do agree with that, but I just don't see it that way. I do feel like They
He's
might both
still
lose their job. I say they might both lose their job, but I'm just saying if it wasn't to pick one, I think the Jets will be the team that the majority of every fan base across the league picks to get their coach fired in Robert Saleh. Based on the level of expectations, because here we're still in a puppy mode under Tua. We're still in a little soft zone with Tua, like, okay, if, oh, nice. And no, the expectations in New
Hmm?
York where Aaron Rodgers are, they don't even care if that guy gets hurt. Their level of expectations, if Rodgers gets hurt, you stay on the field, keep playing, and keep winning for us. That's
Could
how
you
they
guys
feel.
hear
They're
me at the
hardcore.
time?
I hear you, Miss Vince.
Yeah, but before then, could you hear me?
Yeah.
Not as clear as this right here, though.
Hey Pete. Hey yo
Man,
Pete.
I've been cooking and not even having my mic on.
Hey yo,
I'm
what's
so
up, Miss
mad.
Vince? How you
Hey, how
doing?
you doing,
What's
Lakers? Long
going
time.
on?
Hey yo Pete, man. Let me ask you a question. You know what I'm saying? You said that
Hold on.
we still in the puppy
Hit the
mode with
like button
Tua, right?
before Lakers.
Yeah.
Keep it clean. Let's keep it clean.
Why
That's all I
you
gotta.
why you said that, bro? I don't feel like we still in the puppy mode. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if this dude come out here, you know what I'm saying, playing bad, and let's say, you know what I'm saying, we go to the playoffs, whatever, and say he gets hurt, or you know what I'm saying, he plays bad, he has to go. It ain't no up and down. It's not no, you know, like you know what I'm saying. We have to start babying this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like this is his team. You know what I'm saying? If he plays bad, he has to go. There's no more puppy mode, puppy nothing. He has to go if he plays bad.
Well, I
I
think
mean,
what he
you
means
could.
is his rookie contract is what he's really talking about. Like he's still in his rookie contract. So,
Well, well, that's on him to get his contract. You know what I'm saying? If he plays bad, he gonna have to go, and then somebody else is gonna have to pay him because we're not gonna pay him. I feel like we.
So,
I mean, go
so,
ahead.
so Lakers. This is
Hmm.
what Miss Finn says, right? Miss Finn
Hmm.
said if
Hmm.
both stay healthy all year and both fail to make it, right? I completely agree. If Tua fails to make the playoff, but
Hmm.
all he does is last the full season and his numbers are serviceable, you better be ready for another year of Tua. This thing
yeah,
is
I
not going
agree.
anywhere. It's gonna keep rolling. Like
I
that's what
agree.
this is how scary it is. And yes, I'm looked at as a Tua hater. At this point, I don't care. At this point, okay, I love my
Hmm.
team so much to the point where okay, call me a Tua hater. That's what I'm afraid of. I don't want the long haul under Tua because I don't believe in him. But I know for a fact that all Tua needs to do this year is stay healthy for 17 games. This guy could throw in 17 games 30 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, go 9-8, miss the playoffs. And as long as he played the full season, get ready for another year next season under Tua on that fifth year option. There's
Yeah.
going to be narratives. There's going to be excuses. They're going to blame Austin Jackson. He got hurt. They're going to blame the running game. They're going to blame bad play calling at times. They will find any excuse this upcoming season. They're going to blame
Well,
the running back
hold
coach.
up.
They might
Pete,
turn around and start blaming Frank Smith. They need a better and smarter offensive coordinator. Who knows? But I'm telling you guys right now, the scariest thing for me is Tua staying healthy all year, playing average, and then we're stuck on it for another 3-4 years because of that.
hold up. But Scotty makes a good point. We already guarantee his salary because we picked up his fifth year option. So regardless, he will be here next year unless they move on from him with some like
Well,
trade or maybe
well,
sign and
no.
trade. But
Listen,
we
not
already,
necessarily. That fifth year option, it pretty much guarantees him like around 20, but that's like the
I
low
agree.
ball figure for a quarterback. I mean, if he doesn't produce, they'll end up paying only the franchise tag. I mean, not the franchise tag, the fifth year option, which is the minimum of paying a max contract. So I'll take that if we don't produce.
To then have nobody.
No, we'll have
We're
somebody,
not
but if
gonna
you're
have
going to take the
nobody.
hit, I'd rather take the hit on a fifth year option as opposed to a $250 million contract.
Now, New Finland says, "Good morning." New Finland says, "If Tua fails, you think McDaniel gets another chance with another QB?" I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think he gets
You
another
have
chance.
this much talent.
You get what I'm
Hmm.
saying, though, guys? Like, you rather pay the lowball end of a fifth
Oh,
year
of
option
course,
as opposed to a max contract.
100%. No, it's 100%. It's 23 million.
That
Like
way
I
you can get
said,
out of it easier.
100%.
If McDaniel gets fired here, Miss Vince, for sure he'll find another job quick around the league. He has guys all over. He has LaFleur in Green Bay. He has all these guys that are connected to him. They'll love to pick that guy up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I didn't want to think about that, man. I thought McDermott would be on the hot seat, but yeah, the more I think about it, man, like the way we treat our coaches, yeah, we could be on the outside looking in.
well, I mean, I don't. It's unlikely based on the amount of talent that we have, but could it happen? Absolutely, because even with Tua playing all 17 games, he's doing his job. You know what I mean? But then somehow we don't get to the playoffs. Yeah, I just don't see. I don't know. Maybe it's me because
And you
it's too much
no,
talent.
but you're
It's
that's why I
too
keep
much
saying
talent.
Miss Fins, and that's why I keep saying you're right on that. I just tend to choose the Jets first because I think their level of expectations is a little bit higher than us. But look what happened last season, week 18. We heard whispers that Stephen Ross, if we don't make the playoffs, something was gonna turn over and there was
Listen,
gonna be coaches fired. And that's all it's gonna take.
they can
And
say
and
whatever they want. Skylar Thompson saved jobs last year.
Didn't I say that was going to happen? But I knew that was going to happen. The moment I saw that guy play in the preseason, I knew that guy was going to save some people's jobs. I just know it. And again, there's a possibility. You see, you brought Skylar Thompson's name, and I love that guy. I can't wait to see that guy play, man.
Me
I
too.
just
I
really
love him.
can't wait.
I
I
Yeah.
do
call him
love that guy.
Skylar the Rocket Thompson. To me, we
Me too.
have our Matt Moore of the future. We need to keep him, keep developing him, and he will be a long time backup quarterback for us. And can he be more than that? That's up to him at this point. But
And you know what? If Tua becomes him,
consistently,
let's say Tua becomes him somehow, some way. That's the guy now. You
hmm
know how comfortable we will feel for the next, let's say, well, we might end up trading Skylar Thompson if we feel truly confident in Tua and he stays healthy. But
no,
if he could be our backup long term for like the next 3 years under his rookie contract, oh my God, we probably have the best quarterback room if Tua becomes Alabama Tua across the league. Nobody will have a better 1-2 punch at quarterback than us.
I'll take Dolphin Tua for 300, and I'll take Skylar Thompson for 300. I don't. I can't stand when people say Alabama Tua because that ain't him for me. At least it just don't work for me. But I will say this: if Tua does become the guy and he actually shows us he can be there, and we extend him fully, the only backup I want is Skylar Thompson because now we'll have not one but two young quarterbacks that are in development. At this point, I'm having Matt McDaniel extended for 10 years. I got my QB and my backup QB, and they're young, all three of them. This is a dynasty in the making, is what I'm trying to say. If those chips fall where they may. Good morning, Color. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Miss
Color made it.
Fins. Good morning,
What's up,
Pete. Good
Color?
morning, Cat for Life, and who else we got?
Lakers all day.
Lakers all
What's up,
day. I
man?
Caller,
thought
good
that
morning, good morning.
looked like his
What's up,
avatar.
man?
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, what's up? How you doing?
So first and foremost, as I said in chat, I really think that fifth-year option money, the level that it's at, given what Daniel Jones just got, is
hmm
probably going to be your future quarterback two money. And even if it's not by next year, it'll still be low enough to justify putting him on the bench if, let's say, the worst happens and his performance just doesn't pan out. You
Correct,
know,
correct.
so I mean, sure, we're used to paying 10 million bucks for a backup, but by next year, I mean, I don't see any reason, given the inflation that, especially since it's already pretty much paid. We're not. You know what I mean? It's not like we're taking another 20 something $1 million hit next year. The hit's already there, whether we
hmm
like it or not. So, that could serve to end up being a new standard for backup money if that's all Tua proves to be. But I don't think that's the case. And as far as Mike McDaniel being on the hot seat, I don't think he is per se. But I think that with Stephen Ross's language, I think that he reserved an out. At the same time, that out is only going to be exercised because it's so obvious an out that Tua would have to really, really be terrible. Like it would have to be over with.
Yeah, but
And,
remember,
and,
Color, real
and
quick.
what I mean is, if Mike
Let him
McDaniel
finish.
shows any stubbornness and not being able to succeed and produce at least, let's say what we did last year in the same way, then I can see Stephen Ross saying, "Hey, sure, everybody knows he was shoehorned with Tua, but I did say it's the coach's decision, so he'll hold him responsible. But if it's a case
100%.
where, we do everything we can as a team and as a coaching staff, and we just can't get there, and it's because of, in everybody's estimation, because of a lack of performance on Tua's part, then I think Mike McDaniel will still get another chance with another quarterback, given that what we have amassed here, we can't just abandon it. We've built a lot here. And if we find ourselves in a situation of just needing a quarterback, I don't think Mike McDaniel is going to get fired because of that.
I agree with both of those things, Color. But how about if the scenario, like me and Miss Phins went up here, we were talking, if both teams missed the playoffs?
Who goes first?
Well, it
Wow, yeah.
depends on how. If we're missing the playoffs because we're doing all we can, and we're in every ball game, but we're doing it with a hodgepodge mixture of quarterbacks, then I think
No,
Mike
both stayed
McDaniel
healthy.
Mike McDaniel still might be safe. You know what I mean? But if it's
Exactly.
go all the way with Tua and we don't make the playoffs, it just depends on how the rest of the team performed and how we looked in those losses as to whether Stephen Ross will, nitpick his own words and say, well, I said it's the coach's decision, so he's out of here for going with Tua, even though we all know he was shoehorned.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. You said that. But here's the thing. If the Jets and Dolphins go 8-9, you actually think the first team that's going to fire their coach is going to be the Dolphins? And both teams missed the playoffs. And both quarterbacks stayed healthy and played all year. Aaron Rodgers, the Jets.
Well, you
Tua,
get Aaron
Dolphins.
Rodgers on your team and you load him up with his own hand-chosen weapons, and you already got a good defense, and in everybody's estimation, all you needed was a stable offense, and you still don't make the playoffs? Yeah, I think Salah's on the hot seat in that regard.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's exactly
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
didn't
saying.
say.
I think
I
that's
didn't.
the higher problem right there.
I was just saying that because this isn't year one for McDaniel, this is year 5 in the real rebuild, and the fact that we've added so much money to this team.
See, I
If we
think the
don't make the
rebuild has been
playoff,
effective.
Well,
And I don't think Ross is going to want to abandon it very easy if we don't pan out this year, because I think the rebuild has been successful. If we don't make the playoffs, it's because of our quarterback at
That
this
is so
point.
true. So true.
so
Whether
you
it's
think
because of
Tua will
health,
leave?
whether it's
Tua will
because
be
of
gone
health,
before him.
lack of performance, health, whatever it is. You know what I mean? We can't just say that this team is junk because we don't win anymore. It has to, at some point, fall on the leader of the team
Yep.
on the field.
Yep. And that's
yep.
why I said, Color, you know what I'm saying? But before you got on, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right, like this NFL season right here that's coming up, this is to a make or break season.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
because how many people say in the Dalvin Cook debate, everybody on both sides claims we're a Super Bowl contender without Dalvin Cook. They just want to make it easier for us by bringing in Dalvin Cook, right? And the people that say we don't want Dalvin Cook are the ones that are like, we're fine without him. But both sides think we're Super Bowl contenders without him. So why is that change just because Tua fails?
Yeah, it shouldn't change because Tua has
In other
everything
words,
he
we're no
wants.
longer a Super Bowl contender. The paper is no longer good because our quarterback didn't do the job.
I see where you're coming from.
I can't see us abandoning that. You know what I mean?
I just
Even
said
if it
it
means
because I
keeping
didn't think
Tua another year.
I didn't think it was in. It would have been
Color.
looking at it, looking at the behind, like where we were. I I just don't see how we can. Then you'd be going backwards. You'd be going backwards. Yeah, you made the playoffs last year, barely, and then this year you don't make it with even more money invested into the team, and
Yeah, I
even
mean,
more.
to
That's
me,
why I said it would be
the
McDaniel.
caliber of team is not even close. But to me, I think we're on the same precipice we were in 2009. We had just come off an 11-5 season with Sperano without a quarter. Our only question going into 09 was, are we going to have to win this year like we did last year without a quarterback? We can't do that again, is what we were thinking. We need a quarterback.
Yeah.
And we never got one. And we squandered that 2008 squad. Ronnie Brown, Ricky Williams,
That's why
Brandon Marshall, Jake Long. I mean, how many names on that list?
We still had JT. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, and we were on the precipice of, hey, all we need, because Chad Pennington had kind of bowed out, got hurt. We weren't expecting to have, we were, okay, no Chad Pennington. And we were like, okay, we went 11-5, made the playoffs for the first time in God knows how long, won the division over Bill Belichick. The only ones who have done it in that 21-year run. And we were poised in 2009 to say, hey, if we just get a guy that can throw the football for us, that's not hurt. And then look what happened in 2009 and 2010. Mediocreness, and they fired Sperano. You know what I mean? We never got our quarterback. And now here we are again after Ross told us that we were going to stop repeating the same thing over and over again because that's his definition of insanity. And here we are again building another team being unsure at quarterback. Now, people can say that that's throwing shade at Tua by me saying that, but if you're 100% sure about quarterback, about Tua, then you're just a sycophant. And that's not hateful to say that.
I agree with that,
hateful to say that.
It's not.
Did you see the ESPN rankings? Did you see the Pro Football rankings and CBS rankings when it comes to quarterback top 10 play?
Oh, by NFL GM scouts and real
and players. Like ESPN pretty much put our quarterback on the outside of the top 10. Pro Football Focus put us on the outside of the top 10, and CBS put us on the outside of the top 10.
That's okay. I have him at 12 or 13 myself.
That's a little too high for me, but that's just
Chris Sims and Mike Florio have him in top 10. They got him, I think, at 9, which Noob told me earlier. Which is kind of funny.
Ninth. He was 9th in production according to my metrics. He was 9th in production. So I mean,
when has quarterback ranking only come down to what you did one season? I thought it was in totality based on.
I never.
It
said
feels like
late. I just pointed out where he landed last year.
But let me finish, Color. I'm just saying, lately, it's only been like, oh, what you did for me, or last year, or in a big run of games. You did good in 7 games. Like, so they're going to put you on the top pedestal based on 1 year's performance, and some players, like, that doesn't make any sense. To me, I put the whole career.
People did claim certain things about Tua, and that he just needed a decent guy at the helm, which Mike McDaniel is, even though he had rookie mistakes. I get it. But seeing the difference and the change with Mike McDaniel in here, and seeing some actual indications that the Tua that some people thought existed actually might be there, barring injury, of course. I think a lot of people expect that people to award him the potential, because it is apparent that Mike McDaniel did a better job with our offense than previous coaches. It is apparent that Tua did get up to, top 10 in production last year, whereas he was, top, didn't even scratch the top 20 in 2021. You know what I mean?
I got you, Color, but could it be?
I can see why people would say, well, look, he's a top 10 quarterback because he's in the mix right now and he's producing. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to disregard what he did last year. You're right. I agree with that, Color. I'm not going to take away statistically what Tua was able to do last year. Again, that was just 1 year, a good run of games at a certain time. And could it be the case, the reason why, and just help me, Color, and all of you on the panel, that they're putting Tua at a higher level than I see him as, like maybe a top 10 quarterback, because of the expectations they see based on our roster offensively? Are they almost projecting that Tua should be this? He's not this yet.
Some of it is partly to do with what they know Tua to have the ability to do if he were to just put it together and do it. So that's part of it is that. Part of it is the Alabama Tua moniker. You know what I mean? Can we
Yeah, they're
finally
looking
see
at it
that
like,
arrive in
yeah,
the NFL? You know what I mean? There's a
I'm
reason
thinking.
they
I'm
put us
sorry, that's a
against
car passing
Kansas
by.
City and Germany, bro. You
No,
know,
I hear you. What I'm saying, Color, is I think they're putting him at a higher. Not, I'm not taking away what he did. He had some good numbers last year. My favorite Tua numbers, the best Tua numbers. Okay, that's great. But in my opinion, I think they're doing that based not only on his stats last year, but based on the receivers he has to throw to. They're almost projecting
sure.
like there's no
They're
way
predicting
he's
Yeah,
what
but
he's
why
not
gonna
gonna
wouldn't they?
not be a top 10 passer based
But
on
why
the
wouldn't they?
receivers he has.
he
Why
should
wouldn't they
Because
though?
he
because
should
I think if they put Kenny Pickett, they'll be saying that he's a top 10 passer in this offense based on these receivers he's had
Yeah,
to
but
work with.
Kenny Pickett didn't even scratch the top 25 in production last year.
Yeah, well, he did pretty good as a rookie, Color, and he started late
Okay,
and
he
all
did
that good
pretty good
stuff.
as
But
a
still,
rookie. He did
but
pretty good as a rookie.
all I'm saying is Kenny Pickett, if they would have had him in this offense with these receivers and McDaniel and all of
Well,
this,
of
he would have
course,
had good numbers. They would have been
of course.
valuing him. He
Right,
probably would have won Rookie
and
of the
even
Year and
with
had
his
better
rookie
stats
year,
than Tua.
right, and even with his rookie year being lackluster, if the Pittsburgh Steelers had brought in some star offensive coordinator and stacked the team with a bunch of deadly receivers, then we might be able to say Kenny Pickett, based on his attributes that we witnessed in his rookie year, is going to take another step. You see what I'm saying?
Yep, that's all I'm saying,
Tua
and
took
that's what I think is
Tua
going
took
on
the
with Tua,
step.
Color.
So regardless of whether we had to go get Tyreek and have Jalen Waddle and all that, Tua did step into that door that was open for him. You see what I'm saying? So now
Yep,
people are assuming he's going to continue to stay inside,
yep,
given what
yep,
we have. And
yep.
that's a natural, take, I guess. That's a natural expectation, I guess.
I mean, I expect him to be top 10 based on the coaching, second year in the league, second year in this offense. We now have Vic Fangio that's going to solidify this defense,
Right.
and
Right.
you have the wide
Missy, what
receiver
you're
core
doing,
you
Miss
have.
Phins, is you're evaluating what's changed from last year. Because
Well,
why
yeah,
should we take a step back if we've only improved ourselves from last
which
year?
is why I say that puts Mike McDaniel in a you could be in that hot seat like and get fired because of what we've made so
But
far.
a new coach is going to tear all that down, and it is substantial. What we have built is still good and
So
playable after Tua. You know what I mean?
I see what you mean. The only issue that I have is personally, uh, Spider Man. I'm not sure who you are, but just keep it PG. That's all I
Irving.
gotta say.
That's Irving. Yeah, Irving.
Irving.
You know
Oh,
better,
hey,
Irving.
Irving, how you doing? Of course, I know who Irving is. I just didn't know that was
Hey,
his.
good morning,
Nah,
everyone. How
saying
you
he knows
doing?
better.
What's
But
up, Irvin?
that's all I was
How's
saying is I don't see how with all these changes and we don't make the playoffs, we don't have a coaching change. It's too much
Well,
of a
you could look at it like that too, Miss Fins, with
because
what
we
we've
already
done in the
have
off season
Fangio.
and with what we've done in the off season and what we did last year. It would almost be a flat earth take to say that we're not going to make the playoffs this year. You know what I mean? I
I'm not saying
understand
that we
why
won't
everybody's
make.
hope is so high, because we fell into them last year with all the distractions we had to deal with. If we eliminate that one distraction, improve our defense like we expect to because of what we've done with the coach, I think it's a flat earth take to say that we're not going to make the playoffs this year.
I'm not saying that we're not. That was a hypothetical. Like we were
Oh, I know,
thinking,
I know,
what
I
would
know.
get him? What would get him fired? What would get him in? in
And
Below
color, and you
500.
know what? Now that you said that, I must have to, respond to that. There's some fans out there, and I have to add myself into it. It is what it is. Some people just want to sit there and believe to themselves that Tua is actually going to play every game, and I don't think that's going to happen. It's not. I highly doubt that guy plays more than 13 games. I really do.
Uh,
Irving, go ahead
listen,
because I know you just got
I
here.
just wanted to I just wanted to respond to Kat bringing up the ESPN top 10 list. You got to remember they're also taking into account Tua's entire body of work since he entered the NFL. So and you already know that he was kind of average. Even though what was around it, his production was kind of average as a quarterback, but
he had a you've heard it from Color, like he was ninth in overall production. In other statistics, they find him pretty much. He was top five and top 10 in multiple categories. He made a huge jump in categories where I had concern about his game, such as third down efficiency, throwing over the middle of the field, play against pass rush, the deep ball, and he was top five in all those. Even in number one by far, I mean, led the league in touchdown percentage, quarterback, passer ratings, third in QBR. He led the NFL in yards per attempt, yards per completion. He was just so efficient last year. So I would say he finished as a top 7 quarterback last season. So if some people have him just outside the top 10, maybe as 11 or 12, I would have him maybe as number 8 overall. I wouldn't be too upset by that. I mean, that's just if you're taking his whole entire career into account. And every year he's had a leap of production. He led all passers in terms of EPA per attempt whenever he threw beyond 5 yards in terms of air yards, and his completion percentage went up. When in reality, when you throw farther, your accuracy suffers a little bit because you're putting more, juice on the football so it can travel more, and et cetera, et cetera. Usually, accuracy, the completion percentage is a lot higher when you're throwing 5 yards or less. So, and he was like, when you look at other, statistical charts, he was like in his own on his own level. So I think he just had a great season. Obviously, with all the weapons, with the compliments that they added to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill with Chosen Anderson and Barrios, and adding A-Chain, a guy who could catch passes out of the backfield with that speed. I think he's poised for an even better year. And now that he's got more, he's got his second year, and this is finally he has continuity in the offense for the first time in his career since I think high school. So I think a second year in the system is going to do him very, very well. I think he's going to just go beyond the production that he had in 2022, and I think everyone is going to have a great season in this system in the second year. So I feel very good about this offense. The defense, obviously, with Vic Fangio and Jalen Ramsey and Javon Holland and all those other guys, I think we're poised to win more than 12 games. And I think if we add Dalvin Cook, I think we go beyond that. So.
Oh my God. I loved everything you said, Irvin, until you had to say Dalvin Cook. Nope. I'm gonna push back on that.
No, I'm not banking on it. I'm just saying if it happens, but if it doesn't happen, I'm good with this running back there.
We don't need him. Look at what we were.
I agree. We don't need him. I agree. We don't need him. I'm just saying. I just throw it out there because I know there's a lot of people that want Dalvin Cook. So
yourself included, which is nothing wrong with that, but there's really no need for us to have Dalvin Cook. There really isn't. If we're gonna do that, give me an lineman or a middle linebacker and call it a day. We don't need Dalvin Cook. For what we're gonna pay Dalvin Cook, we can literally get a middle linebacker, or we could probably get a backup linebacker or a tackle, both for what we're looking to pay Dalvin Cook. So that's why I'm like, it's not really.
So out of all those categories that Tua had number 1 in passing, do you guys think he's gonna more than likely hold on to those, or is he gonna show regression? And if it regresses, how much? And for example,
I think
20 plus yard completions. Wasn't he number 1? Do you guys think he's gonna fall as number 1 or even top 5 again in that category?
Pete, if I may answer you real quick, I don't think he's gonna have those ridiculous numbers in terms of efficiency, like touchdown percentage and yards per completion at nearly 14 yards per game. I think it's gonna be a little less than that. I think the touchdowns are gonna go up. I think the offense is gonna be more balanced. I think they're gonna take more what's underneath and just take what the defense gives. I think it's gonna be a more balanced approach than what it was, because last year we were just attacking the middle of the field and deep constantly. And that's not always a
no. You see, this is what Irvin, please don't do this. Your mic is not helping, and now you're saying things I don't like. No, Tua
Nobody
was
complaining about my
attacking the
mic right
middle
now.
of the field. Only
I
Tua
love
was
Pete,
attacking the
man.
field. They were playing plays. They were doing plays that Tua was just not throwing it to. Let's just be honest, Irvin. Tua was the decision
Yes.
maker at the time, picking to choose it at the middle. There was guys on the flat.
That's
There was
fair,
guys
but
open
not
underneath and on the
again.
outside.
Again, Pete. That's again. You cannot have your quarterback constantly throwing to the outside. You got to. You also, when you're on offensive game plan, you're also got to integrate to it, and this is too included too. You got to take what's underneath and what the defense gives you. And you got to run the football. You got to get those linebackers to stop dropping back in coverage and start cheating in on the line of scrimmage. That's the whole thing. And you got to get a little bit more creativity in the offense. You got to get a little bit more balance in terms of like screen game, run on the occasional drag routes underneath, the little hitch routes. You gotta get a little bit more creative on offense. You gotta learn. McDaniel's got to do a better job adjusting to what the defense was doing, and that was the reason, big reason. And I'm not saying that Tua had his bad games, but that was the reason why we lost those, had those losses in San Francisco and Los Angeles because the offense was not adjusting properly to what the defense were doing to them. So I think I think Tua, if he learns to, you know, stick to his mechanics, learns to anticipate a little bit better and just take what the defense gives him, I think he'll do a better job in this offense. So, but
You have to
like I
take
said,
into
yeah,
consideration. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish it.
no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
No, I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say you can take a look at this as well. This is gonna be year two in this offense, which is gonna be better for Tua. He should, in theory, know more of the playbook and be able to implement the playbook even more. Not just 10 pages, but I don't know, all whatever long the whole playbook is, and actually be able to implement those plays. And that, if he does do what he's supposed to do this offseason, which is really dive into that playbook, then we should be able to see him do what I said earlier today, which is take into consideration and implement the three faces. With Brian Flores with the dink and dunk and the RPOs, he was a master at the dink and dunk. Now with Matt McDaniel, they highly focus on the intermediate and the longer passes. Now he needs to marry those two together or three together. And then if he does that and also knows the plays, he should in theory be able to be a lethal assassin and pick and choose his plays. Another thing too, he
Right.
needs to dive into these defenses because you have to know what you're seeing pre and post snap. And right now it's not just about pick a guy, let it fly. You need to know the adjustments those defense are making, and that's another thing he has to continue to get better at, which would allow him to open up that playbook and really utilize it. That way you can use the creativity that Mike McDaniel has naturally.
Oh, you hit it. You hit it right on the nail, Miss Spence. I agree with 100 everything that you said there. I think that you're right. And I think Tua showed a lot of improvement in terms of like the pre-snap processing. Looking for where the safeties rotate post snap, et cetera, things of that nature. I think he got better in those areas. He became more nuanced. But yeah, like you said, I think in the second year in this offense and just another year into the NFL, I think he's gonna continue to get better at that, and that's key to his success and the Dolphins' success as a collective. So I agree with. I think you hit it right on the nail.
Yeah, so does Scotty. Miss Fans, there you go. I love that marry the two together. It's true. He's already shown you he
Absolutely.
can do it at a high level and do it in the NFL. Now he just has to put those skills together. Some players can do that, some other players have to develop into that. That's fine. At the end of the day, just get it done. Because I don't care who wins us the Super Bowl as long as we win. And if he can do that, then you better sign him to a 10-year $600 million fully guaranteed contract. You see how ridiculous I'm willing to go because I want somebody to win me the Super Bowl. I don't care how much money it's gonna cost. It ain't my money. Let Ross pay for that. So at the end of the day, as long as he does what he needs to do, which is put his skill sets together, he should be lethal in this league. Lethal. Because we've
Oh
seen him
yeah.
play at a high level. It's just he's got to do it and then do it consistently. There's no team that can stop us. We're destroying this division. We're gonna be number one and stay number one in the AFC. And I don't care what anybody tells me. Yes, they got Patrick Mahomes. Yes, they got Andy Reid, and they got sexy Kelsey. But at the end of the day, please, even them, get out of here. Even if we meet Kansas City in the
Wait, does
AFC
that mean you're cured
Championship,
of just sexy now?
no, because sexy will always be my man. I already said this. I will never die. Okay, I've got
I miss
three
Get
hysterectomies.
Sexy. I
But
miss Get Sexy.
Get sexy will always be mine. But I can't deny Kelsey. I mean, look at that swag.
Mr. Hollywood.
I mean, now you guys are me.
Uh, but
Anyways,
I think Jerem Smythe is gonna do a job. I'm not saying that he's gonna make those fancy
Nah.
one-handed catches or like be the seam threat, but I think he's gonna do a serviceable job at tight end. Oh, Color, what's his catch rate again?
Last year I think it was like 76% and that kind of brought his career total down to like 70, 75 roughly. He was
There
he
you go.
was rocking like 83% for his career
Guy,
until last year.
and although the
So
numbers
they,
are smaller, much smaller than Gesicki, but it was still enough to have some comparison, if you will. So
yeah,
Well, Jasecki's never had a percentage over 69
yeah,
in his entire career.
he's dependable. That's the whole point. He's a dependable pass catching tight end.
Right.
I think with more touches,
If the ball
you're
is
right.
within his reach, he is going to catch it 80% of the time.
You're
and
right, 1,000%.
all of you knew that the rookies reported today. I do
yeah,
have a
today's
question.
rookie.
This is
They're
my
Oh,
last question because I
Oh,
might be heading out
one
after
other
this.
thing before you ask that, Pete, about Smythe. I want to put a prediction out there. Hot take, hot prediction,
oh
broken
well.
take, whatever you want to call it. He is going to moss somebody this year. Watch.
Okay. No, this is
You
gonna.
got a
This is
hot
when the
take.
session is gonna. This is when it's gonna get hot right now because I'm here to turn it up. You guys know how I get. Now
Oh, Pete.
we're looking at. No, listen to me, Miss Vince. We're looking at our depth chart. We're only talking backup players right now. It could be rookie. It could be any position you guys have in mind. Just put this in your head. What backup player on our team right now that we think is currently a backup, but is looking at his own depth chart saying, that's up for grabs for me. If I do this and this and this is my role and this is my spot. I could be the first guy starting.
I almost want to say just because you're you and say Skylar Thompson, but I won't do that. Uh,
No, you guys are gonna
oh,
be shocked on who I bring up.
I
Watch.
actually think it
Can,
might actually be a chain. I
can we
think
go?
a
Can we
chain.
go number two guy in a different role that's not necessarily a backup, but he's not the number one guy?
I was gonna say
Um,
a chain, but go ahead.
well,
Because
someone, yeah. If you
I was gonna pick
visualize
Jalen
someone to defend
Waddle.
Jalen Waddle, he's a number one. Color,
Ooh,
you know that.
I understand he's a number one in
Jalen.
caliber, but he's not technically the number one. You know what I mean
Yeah,
on our team.
he's one
Yeah, I
A,
get
one
you. Yeah.
B.
So
So
Color,
basically, you're
you
saying
believe?
that the stats are gonna reverse next season. Tyreek and
Yeah,
Oh,
I
Waddle.
think
so he's
Jalen
gonna
Waddle's
out.
going to prove that he should be the Tyreek.
That is a real hot
Ooh,
take.
he's been preaching the
That
Waddle
is a hot
gospel.
take.
He's been preaching the Waddle gospel.
Good.
Ooh,
How
that
about
is
you,
a
Irvin?
hot take.
Unless you want me to go before you, Irvin, is up to you.
Bro, you're gonna like this take. I said this on another panel. Jerome Baker will be a Pro Bowler at linebacker.
Mm.
That's a hot take.
You said hot. That
That's
was
a hot take.
that is
Oh
a
yeah.
Just figured out why El Capitan likes you so much, Irving.
that's a
Now,
woo.
I look. I don't know if it gets hotter than this, but I'm thinking, and I truly feel like Cam Smith is going to be our starting cornerback on the opposite side of Jalen Ramsey. Okay, there's a
Oh,
possibility we either
Oh,
move X somehow, some way, if another team cornerback because of Cam Smith, or we can just switch Xavier Howard to safety with Javon Holland on the other side. That's just what I think. I think Cam Smith is going to come in as a dog, and he's going to solidify his spot. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's going to be a young Tariq Woolen or a Sauce Gardner type corner in this league. This guy is a dog. He's not going to just sit back and say,
Ali
nah.
would like that take. Ali firmly believes that we drafted him to be X's replacement. So
Oh my God, that's a great take. That's a hot take right there, man. Volcano level. I like that. That's nice.
And that was
That's
my
nice.
backup. That was my backup take. That was actually my backup take. The first one was gonna be linebacker. I was gonna tell you guys that Duke Riley is going to shock Vic Fangio, and I think he's gonna start over David Long.
Really, because we
Oh,
just got David
that
Long.
is a hot take.
That is
That
a.
is a hot
That's why I'm
take.
like, really? Because he's been a rotational player for us. So for him
Yeah.
to straight up take David Long's position, that would be
here's
hot.
another hot take. Deshaun Elliott is gonna ball out so hard that he's gonna be able to say whatever he wants about QB1.
Ooh.
That's funny.
Hey, did
Yeah,
you
you
just
got me with
predict?
that one.
Did you? Hey,
That's
Color,
actually funny.
did you just predict it needed to be said episode with Tyreek Hill and Deshaun Elliott? Oh my
Oh
God.
Oh, that was.
Oh
Hey, that will be a
snap!
must watch, but I will see.
That's
I
that's
wouldn't miss
the
that though.
that's the end of the season must watch because you can't be doing that in the season, bro. But end of the season, jeez, that's a good. You know what? Let me give y'all a hotter take because I think this one. I don't think y'all would really take this, but I think this one would really kind of shock everybody. And I don't know if this might be feasible, but I truly do believe, just saying that my pick, like I said earlier, and I don't know if you guys heard me. I truly believe that A Chain could be that guy in the
Oh
running
yeah.
back position.
Oh yeah. I
I
agree with
feel
that.
like I
100%.
feel like he has the potential being so young that he could
Yeah.
be the starting running back for us if he actually,
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe that's a given. I just think it's gonna be
Guys,
hard for him having Mostert and and and
is it me
and
breaking up?
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm
Both are
good.
good.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear
I
you.
think that's gonna be having Wilson and having Mostert in front of him. Both of them who are proven, both of them veterans. They both have experience. It's gonna be a tall order because he's already ranked number 3 in the team, if not even number 2. But
And if he
yeah,
shows those indications in camp,
and
I am
becomes
not
number
in favor of dark horsing him. However, I could see a scenario where we don't unleash him onto the league until we're playing Kansas City in Germany.
1. Can you believe that? I mean, like
Because that would be an Andy Reid thing to do.
that would be.
And honestly, you always make fun of this guy, Color, but Tanner Connor is gonna have the problem. Tanner Connor or Elijah Higgins is gonna surprise this
I
fan
ain't
base at
never
tight end.
made fun of him. I ain't never made fun of him. I made fun of the
No, you don't
coach
make
for
fun of
putting
him. You
him in an
just,
awkward
yeah,
position.
exactly. True. You always make fun of the situation he was put in. That is true, and that goes
Now,
to the
I do
coaching. But
like the
still,
way he
I
run.
think
I do
Tanner.
think, bro, he's got a lot of like Gronk qualities the way he runs with the football. Real sloppy and big legged, you know what I mean? Like, I know he ain't Gronk. I'm just saying, like, the way he runs all big, tall, and goofy and strong like that, I kind of like that, man.
Hey, listen, I got a
Yeah,
hot take here. Kane's Dolphin says, Miss Finch, my hot take is Skylar Thompson gets cut because Mike White will beat him out.
somebody block Kane's 89. Just block him.
I had to read it out because of you. I had to
I
read
know.
it out
If
because of
you want a
you.
sure take, Charlie Blackman is not going to be making the football team.
Yeah, or Chris Coleman.
There you go.
I don't think he'll make it either. Or
So
they
you
will.
guys think? Let me ask you one question. You guys think that Noah Benogany makes this team?
I do.
I actually do.
You
I
I
do?
actually
do,
do.
and I have
I
a
do.
Okay.
very, I have a very good appeal to authority on that one, Irving. X agrees
There we
with me.
go.
So there you go.
I
Well,
All
here's the
right.
thing. I think it'll be
yeah.
an organizational mistake
That's
getting
right,
rid of
Cutler.
Noah and getting rid of Noah and keeping Needham. In my opinion, I honestly truly believe Noah is better than Nick Needham, and it's not even close.
I don't know. Nick has been a solid nickel corner, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's been consistent too, and he stepped up when
He-
we had that secondary issue too. So
I
yeah.
mean, we all
I think
credit
Nick Needham
everybody
is
for
going to be the guy
wait.
that not
We
makes the
we
roster this year.
we all credit everybody for putting in the work, right? And we don't want it, like with Tua putting in the work in the gym, in the off season. We all praise him for that. That's how you do it, Even if you stink, you still work hard. You're gonna get better. We put it on Austin Jackson too. Oh, look at him. He's pumping up. He's getting better. Xavier Howard didn't just say Noah was a good corner. He said when the guy asked him who he was most impressed by putting in the work in the offseason, he said Noah. And he said it in a way as if he expected people to be surprised by his answer.
With a lot of, he said
So
it with
I
a lot of confidence.
100% believe in Noah.
I believe in
There you
Noah,
go.
and
let's
honestly, I
let's
just want to
forget that
trade
he's
X.
a
I would love
baby.
to trade X for Saquon Barkley right now. I can't even lie to you guys.
He's a
I'll do
baby.
that and
Okay,
move so
stop.
quick.
If we get Saquon Barkley, man, I take him over Dan Cook, the, the Dalvin Cook.
I'd take
100%.
Barkley
I would
over
take.
Cook in a heartbeat. I'd give
Yeah,
Barkley the money too.
I get. Like, see, there are levels to this. We don't need Dalvin Cook or Barkley, but if you're telling me we had to get in Barkley, I'm taking
Oh,
Barkley.
for sure. I'll get Berkeley.
That's not
Yeah.
even a question. You want who? Who do you want?
No,
I
I
got
would.
some young
Oh,
studs, no contracts I can give to you for that Yeah, I'm. Yes, that's not even a question. Like, I'm thinking Barkley all day, every day. Like, that's different. See, you just have to know what you can and cannot do, and who's really gonna make that huge difference. I don't think Dalvin Cook is gonna make the huge difference, but Barkley.
And by the
That's
way,
facts, Miss Fence. That's facts.
When they drafted Barkley, what was it, second overall?
I think so. Yeah, he was up there.
Right. When they did that, everybody made fun of the Giants general manager for doing that. And with good reason. Because when they made fun of him and everybody said, "Why are you making fun of him?" People said, "Well, because it's not now, but it's going to be in this many number of years that you're going to find yourself in this contractual pickle." And look where they find themselves. You don't draft a running back that high anymore. You just don't do it. This is where
Not
you
that
find
high.
yourself if you do.
That's 100% true, Color. Because if you're a team drafting in the top 5, you're not a running back away. Now, if you're a team drafting in the late 20s that probably lost the divisional round, like
Like
Buffalo, for
Najee
example, you
Harris
Right.
being
exactly
picked up
you
at
Now,
take them.
now,
29
Yeah,
by
now,
Baker Mayfield.
even though they didn't give Daniel Jones quote unquote the bag, okay, they did in fact chose to draft Saquon over a better quarterback.
They still give him a
Okay,
little bag.
they
He's getting a
drafted
little
Daniel
bag.
Jones, and at this point in both of their careers, they basically just gave Daniel Jones Saquon's money.
yeah. Essentially. Yep.
But
Yet
who's
Saquon
gonna
was
impact
drafted
the
before
game
him.
more?
And
Who's gonna
Saquon
impact?
not only drafted before him, but drafted over him. Like they preferred to draft Saquon over drafting a better quarterback. And then they turn around and give that lackluster quarterback his money. I can see he probably don't even want to play in New York anymore because of that slight.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
he's not gonna want to play, but he's. Um, Look,
I
he
mean,
may
I
not
can
want
see
to
why the
play,
running backs feel straight insulted over that, especially when you look at the
but he
Saquon.
has to understand.
But everybody told him that. Everybody told the Giants that's what was going to happen.
Two positions that have been destroyed in the last 2 years: the tight end position and the running back position. They're not gonna pay running backs, period. And they're proving this to they're doing it on purpose. That's every owner in this league telling their GMs we're not paying running backs. It's not gonna happen. The same thing with tight end.
Mhm.
You know who was supposed to reset the market for tight end? Darren Waller.
And which team
And he
benefited from Carolina making the same mistake with Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah.
Say that again.
No, and I think with the
What
uh,
team benefited from the Panthers making the same mistake with
Oh,
Christian
the
McCaffrey?
Niners.
The Niners.
The
And
Niners.
where does our guy come from?
the
Niners.
49ers. Yeah.
I can
I
see
think
Saquon
another
in
thing.
Miami. I know that's a hot take right now, but I can see Saquon in Miami.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I'll take it. I wouldn't mind. That would be just. I mean, I would be happy.
Due
I
to
would
the
be happy.
nature of
Now,
X
now,
having his issues lately,
barring any
trade X for
injuries, you will
Saquon.
hear me calling for a Super Bowl win if we get somebody like Saquon Barkley, barring injury, of course.
Not even like show up to the Super Bowl. You better win the Super Bowl. Is what we're talking about. Even with Tua, because at that point you just can't. You just can't. y- How am I gonna put this where it doesn't sound like it's sounding in my head right now? At this point, we had Saquon Barkley. There's nothing Tua can do to mess that up except just not show up. And if he doesn't show up, whether it's injury or him just playing trash, I want my refund and get him out of here this year. Like it's like get him out of here. I don't care how much. I'd rather get rid of him with and still pay him the 23 with him being in some other random team or the CFL and get me somebody that's gonna get this team going. Like because it's just no excuse. Right now we're in the no excuse zone. Then you add Barkley. That's a okay. That's
Yeah, Saquon's the type of player that can help you win on one of those days when everybody's got a tummy ache.
better at this point because
And what you just said, Miss Finns, goes to show that this roster. I know we don't have Barkley, but it is the expectation level of it producing is high based on what the roster looks offensively. So I don't think like, y'all could keep saying it's because of Tua, but it has nothing to do with Tua, in my
you're right.
opinion. I feel like it's the roster, it's Tyreek, it's Waddle, it's the coach, it's all of this that's actually it's overhyped. I'm sorry, I gotta go. I'm going to a negative realm already, guys. Thank you for having me up, Miss Finns. Color awesome, Spider
Well,
Man.
actually,
Yeah,
I was
thanks,
gonna do
Pete.
final thoughts, Pete. So give me a second, real quick. Let me say one thing, and then
Okay,
we'll do
okay.
final thoughts real quick. Uh,
I'm sorry.
This is no. You're good. This let me put it to you this way. Last year, this team should have gone 13-4. Now, and it went 9-8.
Exactly.
This year, if we're not getting, and I don't mean 10 wins, if we don't have at minimum 11, 12, 13 games, this is a failure to me. It's a
It was a
failure.
failure to me last year. I
It
remember
was a
all of
failure to
us
me
saying
last year
last
too.
year, no excuses, no excuses, no excuses. And all throughout the year, it was nothing but built up excuses, even into this offseason.
Exactly. Same thing this year. So that's why I say no excuses. And this is the year he needs to solidify. This is the year he gets his extension. If he doesn't play out this year, yeah, he'll have next year, but his pink slip would have already been signed. That's all I want to say. So let's do final thoughts because I got work to do. So and I'm way over. So Irvin, go ahead because you didn't get to speak much. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead, buddy.
Nah, it's all right. You guys had all great takes. You like I said, like we it there. I don't think this year there's much room for excuses. I think this year we finally got all the time. Excuse me, all the talent that we need on both sides of the football. We got the coaching to kind of help improve that room. I think we got all the tools needed for a Super Bowl run, whether it be this year or a 2 year run or whatever. I think we have everything that we need to get to where we want to get to as a franchise. And like you said, there's no excuses. There's the opportunity is sitting right in front of them, and it's there if they want it. And it starts on training camp. It starts July 25th or whenever the rookies start. So, what today? Well, and that's it. I think we got to cut this 25 years of mediocrity. I think it's time to put this behind us and focus on winning.
Agreed, Irvin. Well, thank you so much for coming out. I appreciate you, and
You're
we'll
welcome.
definitely have you. We'll have you coming back later on this off season too. So, thank you so much. Have a great
Yeah,
day.
you
Oh,
too,
hit the like button, share, subscribe.
for sure.
Okay, Pete, go ahead. Talk to us, sir.
Hey, bless you, Urban. I heard that sneeze. Bless you all as well up here on the panel and everybody in the chat. All of you have a beautiful day. Just gonna end it like thank you for having me up, Miss Finns. Awesome talk. I was happy to be able to join your show today. And honestly, I just think that this fan base truly needs to lower their expectations when it comes to our team. I know I'm viewed as a negative. That's fine. People don't want to believe in what I have to say. That's cool. Everybody just believe in what you want to believe in. I just think the level of expectations for our beloved Dolphins is set at a standard where we're not there yet. And I want us to be there, but I just don't think like we can consistently tell ourselves every day because this is one of the best takes the whole fan base has said, and I agree with. This is the best roster I have seen myself in a very long time. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best roster in the NFL, let alone in your own division. Other teams have an upgraded roster, and some teams look better than us. And just my opinion, the Super Bowl contenders are usually always the divisional winners. They upgraded a little bit better. If you're in a tough division, for example, like the Chargers in the West and with the Chiefs, and then you got the Bills and now the Jets here in the AFC East. Like some divisions are weak and some divisions are strong. Ours is one of the strongest divisions in the league. And we just need to lower our expectations because when the season comes up, I hear a lot of people are going to come out and say 14-3, 13-4 season. And the AFC is going to beat up on each other to the point where, just like last year, week 18, there's going to be 7, 8 teams fighting for that last little spot because, and they're all at 8-8, 9-8, trying to get that last string. Appreciate you. All of you have a good day. I'll catch all of you beautiful Dolphin fans on another panel somewhere. Awesome community. Keep it
Thank
going.
you for coming through, Pete. I
Take it easy,
really do
Pete.
appreciate it. Okay. Oh, oops. My bad, color. I don't know
Oh,
what
you're
happened. I
cool.
hit the wrong button. How you doing, color?
Pretty good, pretty good. I
Awesome.
actually agree with everything Pete said. I just ain't gonna lower my expectations, um, because as he pointed out, I think it's a lot like steering a yacht. Yeah, we said no excuses last year, and we're saying all the same thing this year. But it's like steering a yacht. You got to say that for a couple years. Next year, it's going to become so blatantly obvious that we don't have to say that anymore, if that's the case. But that being said, because of what Pete said, and because of the fact that I predicted 13-4 last, or I expected 13-4 last year,
Me
I
too.
expect the same thing this year. There should be no reason why my last year's expectations shouldn't be filled with a better roster, a better defense, and a second year with our new head coach. So that's where I'm at. What I predict is probably a little different than what I expect. But I try not to be in the business of making record predictions because I do believe, like Pete said, no matter what everybody says every single year, it's going to take 11 wins to make the playoffs. And every single year, there's a 9-8 team in the playoffs or an 8-9 team or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
So it is likely that we're going to cannibalize each other in the AFC East and probably be all, with mediocre 10-win, 11-win records, 9-win records going for those couple playoff spots. But that doesn't mean that one of them can't rise above the rest, like Buffalo has been doing the past couple of years.
Yeah, but they're not coming from like seventh seed
In their
though.
record, I'm not saying they actually rose up beyond the rest.
Oh,
I'm saying record wise, you know what I mean? Wins and losses wise. Um, so they're just because the AFC cannibalizes itself doesn't mean that every one of them will come out with, you know, even records. Like there might be one team that sweeps two of the teams or sweeps one of them, whereas none of the rest do. You know, uh,
that's true.
I don't think we're going to sweep the Jets. I don't think we're going to sweep the Patriots, but I do think we have the ability to sweep the Bills And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's not. If I had an hour to explain. But that being said, great show as always, Miss Fins. Nice, always fun joining you. It's relaxing here. I don't have to be so on edge all the time around you, on your show. I really enjoy contributing, so I appreciate you. Everybody like and share. Make sure you're sharing out Miss Fins. We're in the process. I mean, she's in the process of getting herself monetized. So super chats are coming soon. I just happen to know she already qualifies. It's just about doing the bookwork and paperwork involved with YouTube, the master, But it's coming. So everybody keep supporting. Everybody keep watching. Content's going to ramp up quick. We got rookies reported. We got stuff like that. You're going to
Yep.
find me on Wednesday nights with Miss Fins as the season rolls around, talking about league-wide stuff, and we're going to roll
Yep.
it all again this year.
We're gonna be doing Let's Talk Football League Wide Wednesday. That
Hopefully,
puppy's
we can
coming
get some
back.
ducats up in here for Miss Fins this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, like we always do. And you know what? I still feel like I'm gonna beat you. I probably have to take a few days and go over last year's and see who really won. But I'm confident. I'm confident we either both got it or maybe I just slightly edged you out. But yeah, we're definitely doing it. But thank you, Color, as always, guys. If you don't know where you can find Color, you can find my brother Color over here at the Phins tailgate. They're always growing. They're always doing stuff. They also have a website, www.tftgnetwork.com. Go check it out. It's awesome. It's great. You see the little inserts and a bunch of other stuff there, articles as well. So go ahead and check
Oh,
out
and you know what
all
else
the
you
good
can find
stuff
there,
there.
Miss Fins?
Yes.
I forgot. I'm on my phone today. I can show you. That's what else you can find there.
Oh, you can buy their merch. I'm loving
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And then you got
Look
the
at
Fins
that. Look at
tailgate on
that.
the other side. See the Fins
I'm loving
tailgate.
that. You see what I mean? So, ladies and gentlemen, go
Little,
check
cup,
out the
little
Fins
coffee and a
tailgate.
cup of color. You can actually have a cup of color.
There you go. See? So go ahead and check them out. They're awesome. They just got to 5,000. Congrats again. Let's get into 10,000. Let's get Miss Fins to 1,000. Color, am I putting you in the back for a little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Well, again, thank you so much for coming through. Guys, it's Miss Fins. I am Miss Fins as always. Thank you so much for coming through. If you're in Twitter and Twitch, thank you so much for coming, guys. If you are in YouTube, please hit the like button. Please share. Please subscribe. Let everybody else know. You see my name. It's Miss Fins. MISSPHINS. Right now in this off season, we've been doing Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. Eastern. But we're gonna be ramping it up because come August, it's gonna be Monday through Friday again, 8 a.m. Eastern for this entire season. So let's make it happen, guys. Because guess what? We're so close to that 1,000 subscriber. I can just, I feel it. It's awesome. We're so close. We're so close. So let's make it happen. But again, guys, if you want to go ahead and donate to the channel, you absolutely can. It is not required. But all of those that do, thank you so much. 100% of the donations go back to the channel. This is the Cash App $ Miss Fins MISSPHINS. You also see it in the little scrolly thingy at the bottom that says the Venmo, the PayPal as well. And it's also in every single description of every video. So go ahead and check it out. If you're catching us live right now, awesome. If you're catching the replay, well, thank you so much for replaying the video. I know it's long, but guess what? It's great and you'll like it. Thank you so much. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Oh my God, and I forgot my signature move. Oops. As you know, when I do my outro. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is Miss Fins. I am Miss Fins. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Take care and bye bye.